Excellent. And we are live now as well, so that is great. And we're going around talking about all of our
people
characters. Yes. And so we just talked about Roscoe, played by Mike. And now we are going on to that, I think, is Aiden's character. Undying Reborn there, right?
Yep. My character's name is Elanthor Dinuil. He's about like 6'3". He's got long, shabby black hair with streaks of white, full beard. If you look at his eyes, doesn't look like he has irises, just like large pupils. His irises are black. Pale white skin with a tinge of green through like decomposition. He doesn't know how old he is. His best guess is 2 months, because that's how long it's been since he woke up in the woods. He wears on the up hat, like torso, he wears a black and purple armor in the colors of the Kryn dynasty, and lower half colors not of the Kryn dynasty, and they're more torn and beat up leathers. And that just about covers Elanthor.
Then next, why don't we introduce your person in the middle there?
I play Skaha, a rogue tiefling who is a very skilled sword fighter. Her horns are unlike a usual tiefling's, where their skin usually covers it. Instead, you'll usually see just bone white, which we're not going to reveal why yet. She likes to hide scraps of food whenever, because she isn't used to eating full meals. She hasn't for a long time.
Very nice.
She is 15 and just a little urchin. She is 5'2" and puny.
Yes, and all Mem said was that she wears a hat, and so she got a fedora.
Nice.
Malay. Just this puny child going, Malay.
Yes.
Oh my God, wait a second.
That's what happens when someone just tells the DM they have a hat.
I'm back.
Yes. Excellent. All right, Ross.
Sirs.
Characters next there.
Okay. My character is Talvin Teldias. He is a drow cleric. His hair is kind of cut in this undercut, but it's very long on top, but it's been knotted up in a bun/ponytail kind of situation. His armor on the pauldrons all down to the gauntlets are hollowed out as per usual of soldiers for the Kryn dynasty. Everything else is just kind of regular size clothes with colors of Luxon, which is the religion that he is following in here. And he's got this very deep and scar that is covering this portion of the bridge as to past war injuries. And he's got a shield on his back, while there's also a mace in his fighting hand.
I wanted you to see there that you did in fact have her bun in the back. We gave him the bun. All right.
I love it.
So
My mother said to never trust a man who wears his hair in a bun. I don't know why. I don't know what she went through. But she said, you take a boy home, he's not going to have a man bun, okay?
People just gotta stop ragging on it, man. I miss it.
no. All right, so there we go. A little bit better so you guys can see. Walter, why don't you talk us about your character there that we're seeing up front?
All right, my character is a human blood hunter. His name is Keen Black.
Yes.
He lives by his own means. Gold doesn't mean much to him. He's out to make the black name famous and bring blood hunters a little bit to the light, kind of like bring them out.
Okay. Love it.
Humble.
Back here. Okay. So we've met everybody and we see the fun that we had.
Hey,
And
Matt,
Walter, man, you made it tough, bro. Yes.
Matt, one thing I forgot to mention about Razga is fairly important.
Yes.
He's got a scar that runs from just above his left eye all the way down to his neck.
Whoa.
Okay.
Metal. There we go.
What is with people and scars? Because Alanthor, as I forgot to mention, has a scar running through his left eyebrow.
Chicks dig scars.
Hold on. Allow me to demonstrate real quick.
Yeah, I think we started seeing on the camera, but I think everyone who said they had a scar got one. So here we go. It might be like a speck of
We
paint
believe
because
you.
they're tiny faces, but all right, excellent. So, all right, we're all right. Let's just get this moving. Okay, all right. So, so all of you right now are at your corner of what is called the Bubbling Shield, which is kind of this base of operations for your kind of strange mercenary group, which is called the Bubbling Shield. And it's mercenary only in the sense that they've been essentially recently hired as an entire organization by the Kryn dynasty. This has to do mostly with the war. That during the war, that mostly the official deputized agents would have taken care of most everything, but with so many forces having been sent to deal with the Jordalian Empire, things are kind of short, and hands are short, and so they've used your agency to I'd say take care of some civil matters, some maybe monstrous matters out in the wildernesses, and even here or there war missions. And as the conflict has been heating up and becoming more official, that there's been more like either spy missions or kind of big like maybe like hit and retreat type missions that have gone on, though you guys haven't quite been on those. But things are changing, and there's a little bit of unrest with that. But right now, you guys are scheduled to meet with Oyland, who has not shown up yet. He is your supervisor, in a way to speak. He's usually the one telling you what's up. But today is a big day because you are officially what's known as silver class, which just means that you guys have gone on and proven yourselves to where you're trusted with deeper secrets. And this is kind of the first big kind of you're off probation, so to speak, if that makes sense. So you guys are looking around the wall and you're just telling stories here, enjoying your favorite drink and maybe a little bit of your favorite food. Just as you're relaxing and enjoying this is your first day and you're looking at some of the trophies that is tradition for you to bring back from some of your battles. So each of you go ahead and just say what is your character looking at, and then have your character tell that story of what happened. So someone gets to be first.
I see that big trophy there. You see that big trophy there? That could probably hold me. Put it in me. Read the inscription. I'll read it for you. It says, like, most stabs in 1 minute. You should have seen the guy I killed.
And if you
really
look
fast.
if you look to the right of that, you'll find an award for most consecutive heals in quick succession, as in response. It's just stop. Just please stop.
Like, that was the guy.
I'm slapping.
Excellent.
I'm trying to look through things real quick.
Razga puts his hand on a placard, and it doesn't say anything about Razga. It mentions deeds that he was never anywhere near, and Razga nods his head knowingly. with a look in his face like he's being asked to improv on the internet.
Oh no, we're breaking it. Jesus.
Sorry.
To the
The
camera.
wall
like
is
the
crumbling.
office.
Roscoe looks at it knowingly and goes, many, many dead in my wake on this day, friend. Many.
I don't know. You knew a James. You never mentioned a James to us.
Elanthor's looking at I think like a silver horseshoe, and like under it says, "Buddy, best boy."
Aw.
Like
Oh.
that's my horse.
Is Buddy? But what happened to Buddy? He didn't.
No, he's still around. He's just the best boy. Yeah, great conversationalist.
It is I'm gonna let that one go.
Oh, is he living on a nice farm
It's like
somewhere?
shabby, like
Is that what you were
shabbily done.
told?
It looks homemade. Like an old
Like
horseshoe
tin
lamp
foil,
took off a
spray
body and
painted.
just like slapped on the
You-
wall.
You can pay someone to do a much better job than that.
Good point.
I'm just saying.
So, what were you told that he's living on a nice farm somewhere?
No,
Or
he's living in the stables outside of town.
okay, good.
You can go talk to him right now, man.
Your parents need to. I'm not even gonna touch that either.
And then Walter, what's Keen Javi looking at?
Keen's holding a trophy. Seems not very much interested in it. Just kind of standing in the corner holding it.
Never talks. It's really weird.
All right. So as all of you are admiring what your past victories, Orland comes up. Now Orland is a goblin, and as he approaches, his skin is actually a few shades. There's green that goes to a darker green that actually has a slight purplish and reddish tint. As it kind of goes, it starts kind of from his head and goes down his face, and he wears like an open shirt, so you can kind of see his chest and his six pack as it starts to transition. So he has this transitioning skin color. The other thing about Oyland is he has yellow eyes with no pupils as well. So kind of comes up and he coughs a little bit.
I
And
kind of
this
just stand at attention, just stand there and cue everyone else to do so. Just, guys.
Yes. And she goes,
I
all
look.
right, are you lot welcome? You have, as you know, you are silver in our, in the bubbling cauldron, and we are so excited, and I'm excited because now you get to leave, and you're no longer going day to day, but you get to decide what you're doing for weeks on end and stop taking up space here. Now, don't get me wrong. You've all done me very proud here. So, well, I am excited. Now, all of you this morning met with people. Now, tell me what has the dynasty put for you. So, at this point, we are going to flash back to this morning, and each of you have arrived here from various places. Now, let's see here. Skaha, you received a summons to a local kind of like orphanage halfway house called Tauya's place. And now the instructions are really simple. It's simply that you were to meet Tauya there at Tauya's place, and that you could bring whoever you would like to among your party. But basically, you were summoned as the representative from your little group here to. Now, Talvin, you also got a little bit of information. And you have been specifically been asked. I'm sorry, for Calvin will get to you in a second. That's right. So right. Sorry, just remember my notes. I had to change some things. So Keen, you have a meeting with the head of the Claret orders. or actually a representative of the Claret orders, who is asking you to. You've been given a time and a place to meet a little my gosh, in clandestine. Wow. So, and you were to meet alone there. So that's kind of the three things that are going on here. So the first thing is, Skaha, who did you bring with you this morning in order to go to Talia's place?
I brought Talvin.
Okay, so unfortunately you can't take Talvin.
I know, but I wish I could have took him. He was there in my heart.
DM's all rules.
Sorry. So you. I'm sorry. So I'll be more specific. You can have Rasaga or Elenthor or both, or Elenthor and both.
I brought them both with me.
Okay. You got it. So second Elenthor, you guys were both sent. So as you arrive at Talia's place, now this is a little bit of a vast place. In fact, this is actually the house of what is known as Den Talia, a major house of the dynasty. And this section of the major inner court of Roshana has large gates and it's almost, I mean, it is huge, and it's almost one large estate, and it almost has its own functioning economy. It has its own stores past this, and it's kind of rare. People just don't walk in or out. But you have been summoned. You have the appropriate credentials, and as they see you approach, a guard has been left with the information, and your appearance for door is a little unique, and immediately allows you entrance. And you begin to look around. Now, these buildings they're massive, and they're made of various stone. Some even like precious gems, like little blocks themselves as it's been built. Others seem to be just kind of one block, as if built by a magic favor. And all around here, there are all ages of kids running. And what you know is that this is a place where children who have no parents are brought and taken care of. And you also see things are a little dilapidated because most of the money of this house has gone to this effort, and they've been doing this for a while. But in the last few months, with the war as it is, there's more and more children. At any rate, you're approached and immediately recognized as this a young, kind of half ogre woman. She's about, you have to guess her, just about 16, so she's only a little older than you, but is immediately yes, I take it you are Skaha?
Yes, I am.
Oh yes. And she curtsies and she goes, Skaha, yes, please come this way. And she begins to lead you, and you're actually led past a playground as sorts. So this is interesting because some of this it looks like maybe salvaged metal that has been kind of blunted and made the best that they can. The best thing they can think of is what a playground would be. There's kind of like shield swings and these types of things going on that they've just kind of put together. And
as we walk, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
as we walk across the playground, I turn to Skaha and I say, "When the killing begins, grab the children and get behind me."
This is look at the size of this place. I kind of yell. I turn to the half woman. How many killings have ever happened here? I'm gouging this establishment as an orphanage for a friend.
Oh my God.
There will be no killing. There will be no killing.
Buddy, no. Probably not here.
But you know what? I will grab the children if it makes you feel better.
Thank you.
Are there any? What races am I seeing in this place?
yeah, sure. Actually, go ahead and make a perception check to see what you picked up entirely.
Last time I listened slow. Oh, that's
First roll.
Yeah, you
and
go.
it's
just press
Blow
roll.
your name.
It is slow.
9.
Nine.
9.
9.
No,
The
no.
mighty.
8+1.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. No copyright infringement at all.
There we go. There we go.
No. Sorry. So 9. It's hard to totally quantify. I would say there's at least about 11 different races that you quickly spot. But it's just so quick. You can just tell that it's a vast number of differences, and there's a lot of halves and quarters, almost like a few mixed, like quite a few mixes going on. And you can say that this is just rescued children from all over, and there's definitely at least 4 or 5 that you just have never seen before. Like you're just like, what is that? A little bit, but they are humanoid, but just of a lot of differences. And then Scott, would Scott like to make a perception as well?
Yeah, let me make a perception. Let's see. Well, I got 21.
21. All right. So similar, you're seeing a lot, and you quantify. It's just about like I said, just about every race you can imagine. One actually does pop out to you at 21, just because it's so unusual. Is you do see a young, about 4-year-old girl, maybe 4 or 5. It's hard to totally tell, and she's kind of off by herself a little bit, and she has very typical tiefling horns. But then as you look at her, you sense that there's kind of something else going on. Her eyes are different shapes than you would expect. They have pupils, which is unusual for tiefling, and she has this kind of grayish skin. And even just around with 21, you even see just kind of around her feet, there just seems to be this slight breeze blowing constantly just where her feet touch the ground as she moves and shuffles a little bit. More than just the movement of her feet, there seems to be another like movement of dust against kind of the stone that's around. But she does seem to be a little lonely and by herself with the other while the other kids are playing. So that's kind of you pick her out from the mass of children. Now, before you make it all the way to meeting Talia, is there anything you guys want to do? Before that happens.
I just look at her and regard her for a moment, keep her in the back of my mind, and I continue with our hostess.
Okay. As you regard her, you can see she kind of like quirks her head towards you, and you especially that 21. So Chef has watery eyes, and like trying to hold back tears. Just kind of looks up and just watches you watching her and proceeding on. Kind of silent communication going on.
I'm gonna cry. Okay. I have a soft spot for orphans.
Oh,
no.
It's just I try not to make a face.
You've already done it. There we go.
So you're met and you're led to kind of a central courtyard. And you get the sense, even you're looking through, just from other perception checks, you look through some windows and some doors, and the insides looks like anything finery that may have been there. In fact, sometimes you see kind of where there's brighter pieces of wood or stone from where there obviously was something that probably has been sold to keep this place running. Maybe some heirloom or something like that. So you can tell they do a lot outside because the outside still just has that air and has been kept. The plants are still around, and you make your way and you meet what you're assuming to be Talia. She's in this kind of flowing purple dress, and she is drow. So she's got the kind of darkish skin and white hair as she meets you, and she again, as you look at her dress, there's places where it has been sewn together. There are no holes, but there were holes at some point. And this is a garment that has been repaired a few times, but her appearance is still very well kept. She still regards herself with a lot of import. as she gestures the three of you to sit across from her from this kind of black stone table that has this T inscribed on it, almost in the silvered stone. As you guys sit down, do all of you sit down?
I'll sit down
Yeah. Also,
and gesture.
Rosgar will remain standing.
Yeah, okay. All right, so you kind of stand in the back, just being bodyguard, thinking that there's always going to be killing whenever you're around. Waiting for the signal. Let you sit down, and she regards both. So I want to get this right. Elanthor or Elanthor?
Elanthor.
Elanthor. Sorry. Okay, I want to get this. So regards Elanthor, and actually, I'm going to ask you guys. You don't have to do this now, but before next session, if everyone, because Mem did this and I really appreciate it. So if you could in parentheses kind of do a phonetic spelling, it will help me out amazingly. Which is why I keep getting Skaha correctly. Elanthor, you are sitting down. You go ahead and sit down. And immediately, Talia kind of gives you a little look. You look very strange, even for this area, though not unseen. And then regards you, Skaha, says, "Thank you so much for meeting us. We have been really great to receive you, and congratulations on your silver day today. Now, I am not sure how much you are aware of how everything does work. And Skaha, given you can see she glances at your ring. Your lineage, you actually have the ability to bestow an additional percentage of anything that you would earn from your activities to an organization or to a family. And one reason that I have called you here is to ask you to consider Den Talia. And I would be happy to answer any questions about that. The second reason that I have called you to this is there have been, there have been several reports we've received, some from our children who were escorted here by different means, rescued, if you will, of people going missing in the north as they're investigating a forest. Specifically, the site of what's known as Lelian's Fall. Some of the missing have been the parents of some of the children we are taking care of. And it is potential that if they're alive, they could come back, and I will not lie, some of them are people of means that perhaps could even help our mission since we've taken good care of their children. So you have a lot of leeway based on your rank, and I'm sure that you will have many things to follow up that may be even of greater importance to the dynasty itself. But I thought I would bring you here, and as is a right of my den, and simply make this request to you personally. She just pauses and waits for your response.
The House of the Glass Horns aids all who have such noble intentions. I'll help find the parents and help these children.
Thank you. And is there anything I can do, or any questions you have?
There's a little girl out there, tiefling, but she has pupils, gray skin, and the breeze moves at her feet.
Yes, Sarensay. She's recent to our group. Skaha, I need you to make a persuasion check.
Okay. 21.
Oh, yes. Get it.
What do
All
you?
right. Like it. She is rare indeed. Partly why we've taken because she's really, even with a 21, you can tell she's really regarding you in a trying to decide how much she wants to say.
I
She
stare.
continues. Yeah, she continues. In the area where you would go if you do pursue Leleon's fall, is where Saransay is from. Um, she seems to be what is known as a genasi, having a affinity for air, but obvious lineage either of tiefling or possibly from a demon itself. We're not entirely sure. As she was found and by a patrol of it's a mercenaries is probably a polite word for them, but they kind of randomly rescued her from people who wished to. They were after her and some other children, and those children are here too, and they rescued a bunch of them, and a few were in chains and gagged, and these mercenaries just interceded and brought them here, and she pauses and goes, allowed us to procure them.
Okay, then. Demon, really. I stand up and look at her. Regard her for a moment, unsure of the demon comment. Just like, kind of like thinking about like rude. And it's like, I turn to my companions like, let's go help some orphans.
All right. So then from here, you're going to make your way back to the bubbling shield. Now, let's see here. Talvin, you are actually woken up. That's why I had to redo what I was going to say by a very loud knock. Actually, several knock, and just at first, it's the as Sheldon as you can get in Roshana. So just like just continually.
Hold, stop. I get up. I just move some things around. Make sure the mace is at the side of the door that can't be seen, and I open. Just yeah.
Okay, and actually, really quick, make a dex save to not get hit in the face by the knock.
Oh. Okay. Dex save. 15.
15. Yeah, just in the last second, you're able to go, whoa, as this huge orc fist just kind of whoosh, goes, so sorry. I just had to, I have to get to the lab. I have something that I need your crew to do. You understand?
Briefly, hang on. I did make myself more presentable. Like,
Okay, immediately
lab?
starts tapping his foot impatiently.
Do I recognize this person?
I would say you immediately recognize the garb he has on, as this is the kind of research wing of the war effort that he represents. So you understand this is somebody you can just tell from the regalia he has on that he's definitely has pull with the organization and his. He almost has the rank of the lead of a den, but isn't one. But that's his level of pull that he probably represents.
All right. Noticing that, Talvin will right himself. If that is your wish, I I will alert them immediately. I'm assuming this is going to be as soon as possible.
Right. I just knock on people's doors because I don't need things as soon as possible. Right.
All right.
You're so astute. Wow. We're so
sorry.
glad I went to the smartest person that I could. Listen. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is what I'm telling you. All right. A few things. You got this. One, there is cave and paths opening about sundown. Understand? You got that much?
Yes, sir.
Yes, awesome. Okay. In this cave and paths, it should be open 6 hours. This only opens once a year. Need you to be down there for the 6 hours. We need some night dust because they make these things work. And he holds up like this looks like a compass, but there's a place where dust can be put into the center of it. And he goes, and lucky you, because you're going to help me, right? You're going to help me. Yeah, you're going to help me. And he hands it to you. You get to have one. All right. This accesses some more secret pathways. Ooh, right. Excellent. One of which is in the cave. So if there's somewhere you need to go, that might help you. Could be great. Right. But I need you to bring a bunch of dust there too. By the way, very dangerous. They are called the Caves of Avarice. All right. Also known as Delver's Gambit. Why? Because a bunch of stupid little gnomes and stupid little dwarves ended up digging their way in there. And then they dug a little deep and a bunch of stuff killed them. And people who go in there often go too deep because there's a lot of cool stuff in there, like the night dust that you're going to get from me, right? Yes, of course. Now, that's what I need you to do. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, I will get them right away. 6 hours.
Ask me a question, but then I got to go.
How does this work again? Generally confused.
Yeah, you take it and you put the dust in it, and then if you buy one of the passageways, which by the one, there's one right down there, it can take you to the other end of the passageway. But again, it won't take you really back to that because, like I said, the 6 hour thing would be bad. You'd be trapped down there. You don't want that. I don't want that because I don't get my dust.
All right, very well. I will assemble a team immediately. We won't fail you. I hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he's on some of that dust.
Yeah,
Jesus.
you are right.
Okay. Very well.
Excellent. All right, and then Keen. I got that right. Excellent.
Yep.
Actually, Keen, I'm looking. It says this you are level 2. You want to go to level 3, sir? This is going to be not great. Later. You need those HP. So, Keen. As everyone starts to sweat. Keen. Where you do meet kind of on the outskirts, kind of towards the Blighted Lands a little bit, where there's still so it's a little outside the city walls, the area they haven't quite reclaimed from the calamity, but it's still safe. But there you do see a contact that you kind of expected. This is a dragonborn of silver scales, and he is dressed kind of in beggar's outfit, right? So a lot of tears, but is sitting there, and to approach them, and he kind of catches your eye, and he says, "Bread in a conversation, sir."
And I'm hearing you telling me.
Yeah, it's talking to you.
I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
He said he says bread and conversation, sir.
Sure. You've called me here?
Kind of rolls his eye and goes, yes. The orders have an interest in the forest in the north. Tales of some female beast that's luring strangers, devouring their sadness.
And what would you like me to do?
What you're supposed to do, you're supposed to kill it. Beyond that, we'd like you to, as part of your further investigations here with the Kryn, there's tell of people capturing, but not selling, humanoids, specifically those of the dynasty or dynasty adjacent, for profit.
And I assume you wish for me to find out what happened with these people?
Yeah. Pursue your ends in this. You're given, do what you need to do. We need it's best to stop. But the big thing is these are being treated like beasts. Not so as slaves, not as human people, but even those who've seen it, they're not treated like ones you'd want to turn a profit for, but things that you hunt. And people that would hunt the intelligent are monsters to us.
I understand.
All right.
I'll assemble my team.
Cool. Is there anything else you'd like to do in this encounter?
I got nothing right now.
You got it. So, at this point, as Orlin has asked this question, as we come back to the present, what we're assuming is that you guys have all kind of said how you've been approached today, and you guys have heard these things. And as Orlin asks, so, what are you all about to do?
If I may, I feel like we need to get to this problem, the cave and paths. Apparently, there is a time window with this. 6 hours is, to my understanding, to gather this night dust, and we better do so before we get trapped in there forever. Was the words he'd said.
And this dust, does it help people?
It's helping the war effort, and I honestly that should be good enough for all of us. Is it not?
I have female beasts in the North Forest capturing people, torturing them, probably. I find that takes precedence.
I may disagree with you. This doesn't open for a very long time, and not only is that bad for us time wise, but if we're trapped in there, we can never come out. So while there is some risk, I do think this needs to happen first.
Yes,
Is
the
it-
orphans will have to wait.
Orphans will still be there.
The orphans are up north as well.
No, you know where this said for the caves is actually a little more to the west than the north.
I'm talking like the orphans that Holly was about to what her name was. Are they?
Oh, it's
more
near
north?
Lelian's Fall to the north.
I also need to go to the forest in the north.
Yes, sorry, you're right. I got you.
6 hours, that's a bit of a time limit.
We can get in, we can get out. We can definitely
Yeah.
get everything
You know,
done.
it's 6 hours from sunset. is
From
what you
sunset. Okay.
got. Yeah.
And no one
What time is it now?
It's about midday, so you guys would probably have enough time to travel there once you're done. Probably get some, get anything from the town that you needed. Get out there. Because I would said it would probably open, is the sense you have.
Okay. How far apart are these destinations? Are they considered like days travel, or are they just?
Directly between the two is about a day and a half.
Okay. Again, I feel like we do this one real quick, and then we'll help with these orphans, as you'd say, and apparently the slavers, as our blood-hunted friend has sold us.
So we hit the cave first.
Sorry.
All
what
in
do you-
favor?
Hi.
Rosga leans in and looks at everybody slowly in the eye and says, Rosga may not be the smartest member of this group. And then he leans back out and looks at him like, nailed it.
I can always look to you for some words.
You
of
got it,
inspiration.
buddy.
Well,
All right.
on that,
He's got the spirit.
I can't
All right,
find majority rule.
Awesome. At this point, Orland's like, right. So that sounds great. Sounds like you guys have a plan. Now I'm going to put a little bit of fly in the ointment. Oh, I totally went to a different voice. We'll put a little fly in the ointment, and he takes out this little silver bounty, rings it really quick, and you kind of see this silvery energy kind of go out. And as it goes out, you realize you can't hear any of the rest of the area. You assume that right now no one can hear you and you can't hear anybody else, but you can really hear each other. And Orlin says, way too many voices in too little time. Right. Now, in addition to all this, we actually have something directly from House Kryn. So they're very happy with what you have done, and they would like to put you on the trail of a goblin operative known as Grimwood. Grimwood has not reported in at all. He was last known to make a contact with a woman, a half-orc operative by the name of Gershona, who's stationed in Nicodronus to get our, let's say, just keep our intelligence, as there's plenty of Empire that are there making deals. She's there to be in on it and to let us know what is going on and give us any intel. And Grimwood was, all we know, he was onto something that he had not shared yet with House Kryn, but not that he would until he knew everything he needed to do. We don't need rumors in time of war. So that's what he was told to do. And on his way back, he stopped to assist Gershona as was requested. Now, a few things. One, Gershona probably still needs the help that she needed before, which she said was dire to continue her mission. Now, I understand that one of these, you said, actually, you might be able to transport correctly from there and find a path that maybe is closer than here, as it's a pain to get to Nicodronus directly. But you guys are capable. This is all in your hands. Just know that what you're looking for is Grimwood. If you can't find Grimwood, we want you to find out what he was up to, whatever he was trying to chase down. You can report that, or you could continue chasing it down yourselves. We have faith in you, and please, without too long, please assist Gershona. Oh, I should put out her code name there. She goes by the name of Rose, and she is playing, I think, some type of receptionist at the Lily Longboat in Nicodronus.
Now,
The Lily Longboat?
just so I'm
Yes.
clear, Nicodronus is very far. Olin. As far as I know, that is a whole mountain range between us. How do you expect us to get there efficiently? There's a lot of things blocking our way.
Right? You were just given something that works with that, and you're going to a place where it works. If you don't want to do that, figure something else out. That's actually what we pay you to do.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Very well.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to
Let's
ask
get-
Orlin, or?
Let's see, no,
Yeah, at this
we know
point, you
this
guys
woman is
also
a,
know. Sorry, go ahead.
no, this woman is a half orc, but does she have any distinguishing features?
Because I've not met her. This is the information
Oh.
I have. But I'm led to believe she's the only half orc at the Lily Longboat.
Okay, thank you.
And I would say, just because you guys have known Orlin a while, you get that truly he just, the nature of this, and besides the silence saying this was kind of need to know, and he was given the information. you've never had him cast a spell like this or use that bow, so you get that this was. There's probably more stuff that even he doesn't know. Maybe there is stuff more he knows, but this is pretty, even above.
So there's something you're not telling us, Olin. I do,
There's
and
a lot
kinda
I don't tell you. What are you talking about?
I'm gesturing to this soundless field, and I'm waving my hands. And is there sound, or is it just like
You hear stuff with
Okay.
like, you just can't hear anything that's outside of the field.
this is definitely? I'm assuming very well under the table. We need more information on this. Is there anything else you can tell us?
Grimwood, let's just say he was one of the best, or is one of the best. We haven't heard from him. He's most likely was, and whatever he was on, for him to go on it, and for him not to come back while he was on it, let's just say everyone's pretty scared. And he pauses, goes, frankly, you're all that's available right now.
And Keen steps up from the back and asks, is there a location where he's last been seen? Do you have a last?
The last we know, he was supposed to show up in Nicodranus, like I said.
So no reports back from him since before that?
Sorry, what?
So I'm sorry, this is just me talking. We just don't have a location. Last we know is that he was supposed to show up at Nicodranus, and that was it.
Yeah, that's the last information that you guys have.
All right then.
Yeah, and just like you guys have worked in this, and once you get to silver level, you don't have to do a lot of reporting in. You do a little bit. You also know this is a little normal. You usually get a lot of things, and you're to chase them down and do what you need to do. And you are hired and kept employed by your ability to prioritize and figure out what that is, even if sometimes that prioritization has more to do with what results happened than if someone agreed with you at the time.
I have no further questions.
All right. With that, he kind of rings the bell, goes, right now, and comes in. He goes, right now, is there anything else you all need? And sometimes if you can make a case for certain things, the bubbling shield has been known to open up some of its coffers, but not always. Just depends on what you are asking.
I feel like we're gonna need a pickaxe.
Cart. I'm in the try to find a new weapon. Is there anywhere we can procure something at quite a discount?
I would say that you could certainly, especially since you guys are about to go on mission, you could probably have any basic weapon at about 50% of the gold cost. That would be standard.
All right.
Any mundane weapon.
Got you. All right, I'm just gonna be shopping around until I find a nice longsword.
Yeah, they're able to hook you up with that right
Awesome.
here from the stuff. That's not a problem. You guys get a cart. You get the all. This isn't too crazy. It's readily given to you.
And that was at half, right?
A few whistles. Yeah.
Okay.
So essentially at cost for them.
All right. Is there any chance of procuring any healing potions or medicine of any kind? We don't have a cleric, do we?
I'm actually very well versed in this,
All right.
as by gifts to the Luxon itself, and I'm kind of palming this makeshift, hollowed out necklace with a 12-sided circle right here, and just kind of fiddling with it from time to time.
Especially looks like a die.
I maybe.
Yeah. They do check, and all the healing potions have gone out for missions in the recent days.
All right, now I know what to prioritize.
Okay, let's.
And I would say, as you're asking though, as a few people hear of your choices and where you might go, they talk up their ears prick at the Devil's Gambit as a few talk about people they've known gone down there and not returned, but also that there's a lot of ingredients or a lot of components that can be used to make different potions and also enchant weapons and do all types of things. It's a highly sought. The resources down there are highly sought after by many groups, and there's a lot of use for a lot of it that you might be able to find. Right. So, as your dungeon master here, I'm hearing we are going to the caves.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
To get those drugs.
Let's get. Apparently, I'm
I
gonna have to
won't
talk to him
mince
about
my
that.
words here. I'm very sure.
That's all good.
Today of all days, yes.
I just have to put away the northern woods, and we'll get down to the caves.
Alrighty.
All right. I wanted you guys to have a true choice here, so here we go. All right. All right. Now, before you leave, is there just to double check, is there anything you guys wanted to do before we make our way? Because we're gonna just zap to the caves otherwise.
To the caves.
When we get down like to the stable to hitch the cart up to Buddy, my horse.
Best boy.
I'm gonna kind of speak with animals because I can do that through Eldritch Invocation.
Yep.
And I'm gonna talk to Buddy real quick. Like, hey, so gonna be going to a cave, and may or may not be outside for a little while alone. Just want to check if you're kind of cool with that. I'm not gonna be gone for a long time probably, but just letting you know beforehand.
I'm just looking.
Are there hungry things there?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know.
We'll scout around, and if there are any hungry things, we'll make sure to hide you. And if there aren't any hungry things, then we're all good.
I'll stick with you.
Awesome, buddy.
I think we're just watching him just like.
Oh yeah.
I'm just sitting here, like I'm just like, I know I'm the youngest, but I know a lot. But what's going on?
I'm just like enjoying the show. It's the best part of this.
When I'm done talking, I climb on where I like drive the cart and start driving off with everyone in the back.
All right, so you got the cart, put them in the cart.
Yeah,
Very good.
Does anyone know any traveling shanties?
As a matter of fact, Roscoe's going to pull out his flute, and he is going to play a song. Oh man, thought I'd have planned this out better. He's going to play Zan's Coming Back as we roll out of town.
Oh, very nice.
Where's that
And-
performance check?
Yeah, give me a performance check, my friend.
All right, I'll have you know that I am dice cursed. 11.
All
Okay.
right.
And as we ride, I will reach out to
Okay.
Talvin and I'll say, "You are Drow. You will be my friend. I've said this."
No argument from here, friend. And then I'm just like, just like now I have my meat shield, and it's just we're sitting next to each other. Just
Where are you from?
really, I'm from here. I'm from Rosanna. I've been here most of my life now. I've been working abroad, so I'm back and forth most of the times.
As am I. I too am from
Great.
Rosanna.
Any interesting places in your travels, sir?
Hold on. I know I've got it here. Was it Gallimfloy? Am I saying that right?
I believe so.
It's a district. Yeah, that's the district I grew up in. Listening to the music of the drow.
We have a very eclectic sound, so thank you for bearing with our music.
I don't know what eclectic means, but you will be my friend. I have said this.
Yeah, but he's got this.
There we go.
Alrighty.
All right. So as you guys are sitting and getting to each other a little better, you do begin to make it to follow the directions you're given to the Avarice Caves. And you see the cave entrance as it kind of just yawns before you. Inside is a large, dark void that has this, I would say, kind of green and purple and pink barrier in front of it. And as you're approaching, you're watching the sun goes down, and just as kind of darkness hits, there's kind of this flash, and the barrier disappears. The whole area is flanked, by overgrown weeds, and there's no really sign of regular travel over here. And you kind of take a peek in, and you guys see from what dark vision you have, there's a vast complex of caverns that stretch deep within.
All right. Starts now, guys. I'm gonna start heading forward, kind of just checking.
Before we go in, I'm going to do a quick check to see if there are any signs of hungry animals so I don't hurt Buddy.
Oh no.
Yeah, give me a survival check.
Survival. That's a natural 20.
Hey.
Okay. All right. With that, what I'll say is that you're able, you do. I mean, you find. I mean, there's definitely predators and those types of things, but you're able to make noise. And with that, we're not going to even have any encounters or anything like that. But you're able to simply make a nice place where it's pretty safe. I think with that, you keep it so the wind doesn't blow to spread its scent. It's protected. And you've made reason for other things not to be around. Also, you've even set up, you even have the foresight to pee a little bit, as they don't like the smell of humanoids around to kind of give it the sense of stuff.
Warn a girl. Warn a girl.
I'm
Yeah,
faced
just
away.
like,
I warn you all, I'm about to take a leak. I'm like faced away. I'm like making a kind of like track around for a dead guy. Wow. That's a lot.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Rosgod's in a skirt. I'm pretty sure he just lets it go wherever he is.
I just run I run on top of Buddy and just stand and just
I'm going to.
avoid the
I'm still at the mouth of the
splash
cave. I'm just gonna take one of my torches and cast light on it, and then just kind of lob it into, so I have a better scale of this.
Yeah, and I will say that Alanthor being a reborn, it's one of the nastiest excrements you've ever witnessed in your life. And this smells quite foul. So as being a sort of almost undead himself. So, so you said you threw a torch in? Is that what I just heard? Or
Yeah, I cast light on it, and just so it just like takes up the whole surface area and just lob it into the cavern.
Okay. You look around and you look into this chamber. It gets narrow very quickly. So it's a wide mouth, and then this first chamber narrows out to about 10 feet across, 10 to 15. This cavern structure, you can tell, is going to be long and narrow. And it looks like this particular area was hit by tremors some time ago. There's uneven cracks that branch across the stone floors, the walls, the ceilings. There's a few wider fissures that span a couple of feet. And there's this, I would say, the stale air that wafts up from the crevices. And there's almost with the scent of like metallic ore. in this place. So that's kind of as you throw that in, kind of sniff it, goes ding 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 ding, and I'd say since you're doing this right up front, go ahead and make a perception check.
Sure.
The 120-foot dark vision can I assist?
So you get advantage on that. Then,
Sweet. Okay. That's a good one. That's slightly better. All right. Perception. Do I have disadvantage? No, I don't, because it's sunset now. Okay, so that's
correct.
21.
21. As you do that, you hear like the sound of about, I would say, like over 20 pieces of metal against rock, like almost a skittering of metal, like going into crevices that almost sound like as though creatures are hiding from the light.
I'm gonna just turn to everyone just so I have visual contact and just everyone be wary. We're not gonna be alone for very long. And then
Okay.
I guess we start
Check.
heading my way in.
I follow right behind him.
Go in third.
Rosga never
I-
lets the drow get too far from him when danger might lurk.
This is good.
Perfect.
I just take up the back because I'm feeling a little wimpy today.
Okay.
So as you continue in, so you guys continue. You guys get all around. Again, sorry, give me that marching order again. So we said who's up front?
I think it would be Talvin and I think just see. Talvin and Rosga was. Yeah.
So
I got it too.
120?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rosga will walk right next to Talvin, slightly in front of him when he
I'll
can.
walk, like,
Yeah.
like behind them, but between them, so I can like still see between them.
Sure.
So I'm second to last, just watching.
Okay, so you got
Keeping
the
ahead.
back going. Okay,
Mhm.
perfect. All right. All right. Just about as all of you get in, you see immediately what this skittering was from, as there are and these things look like almost giant roaches, but you can see that they're all metallic, in fact, rust colored and brown. As they kind of make this screeching like, and they and each one by one get ready to jump at you. So I need everyone to roll initiative.
Okay.
Oh God. Okay.
All the things.
All right.
Oh, the dice curse. Rosga
Oh.
got a 3.
All right, I'll be right there.
Where's that initiative? Okay.
All right.
14 for Keen.
All right. I'll come through and call on you guys in just 1 second. So save those numbers. Rosca.
Got a 9.
All right. So okay. So Scott, I got you at a 9, and then Talvin
12.
12, and then Rosca.
3.
Excellent. Keen.
14.
Very good. Ilanthor.
15.
15. Okay. And let's go for these guys. Okay, so I like to go as a group, and they got an 18.
Oh God. Here we go. All right.
Sorry, my encounter isn't loading, even though I set it up to do so. I have a monsters manual over here. Let's try this. There we go. course, they had to go first too. I don't know what's going on. All right, so here we go. So sorry, guys. All right, so as this is going, what are you guys doing to prepare for the fight immediately as you see these things approaching? What are your reactions?
Yeah, speak
I
with animals,
have
but then do it at
my
will.
rapier at the ready.
I'm going to take my shield up and then my longsword just kind of in the ready position.
I also summon my longsword.
I step out with my battle axe. Play meat shield.
If any of us
I found a
die
cheat. Okay.
in this first one, I'm gonna rage.
All of that on me.
I'm gonna be
Hopefully, I get to
throwing
rage
things.
before anybody dies.
Oh, let's see what you did there.
All right, excellent. So, taking from all angles, one is going to come forward and get Keen. So Keen, that's going to be a 20 to hit, and that will be. I'm assuming that hits, sir. Actually, and that's going to be 5 piercing as it bites onto you. So it comes up there and just kind of bites onto your neck, and then it starts to wiggle away. You can tell it's trying to like eat at your armor. And you even as you hear that, you kind of hear the sound of sizzling as your armor's reacting to its teeth.
Oh, that's a rough sign.
and
Oh, they've got acid, guys.
this next one is coming after Raska. Jeez, that's 22 to hit.
That will hit.
Raska. Yeah, and that it starts jumping directly at your axe as it kind of is gets part of it part of the blade, and as the blade comes in, also gets you and it's trying to bite at you both. And that is going to be let's see here. That would be 4 piercing damage. And then the third one approaches you, Saka, and that is going to be just an 11.
Okay, just doesn't hit. I have an armor class of 12.
All right, so it grabs in, and you can see you kind of put you kind of start moving back, and it gets some of the leather, but your leather doesn't seem to react, and it doesn't get your skin. And then almost as if it like after not getting anything, it kind of gets off, and then immediately doesn't leave your range, but you can see it's starting to turn towards other people in your party, realizing that there's nothing for it to eat off of you.
Dummy. like I knew. For some reason, I'm just like.
All right. With that, Aelin Thor, it is your turn.
All right. I did say like before combat started, I did cast Speak with Animals again because I can do that at will. And I'm just gonna be like, hey, we're not looking to fight you. We're just passing through. Please just let us by. We mean you no harm.
Okay.
Does Razga know what he said?
You guys hear like he talks in common, I assume, when he says this. And what you immediately pick up just from the reaction is that this is coming to things that your spell cannot contact. So these are not considered beasts.
Oh boy.
Bet. So then, I was really banking on that. I'm gonna hit the one closest to me with an Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
That's a 10 to hit.
It just misses. It kind of flattens. It almost flattens itself out as as your blast bings off the floor.
That ends my turn.
All right. Then next, that is going to be Keen.
Keen pulls his hand crossbow out. scratches it across his hand,
Okay.
lighting the crossbow.
All right. Take your damage.
I take my first shot.
All right. How much damage did that do to you?
To me?
Yeah, I believe you have to roll. I think it's a D4, right? For
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's
Something went wrong with my thing. I was just rolling on D&D Beyond, but it just cut off on me for some reason, so that was my fault.
all right.
Oh my gosh.
That was giving me some trouble too. Just the whole
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It won't let
something
me
happened
click on
with it. I had to go to something different really quickly. Thank goodness for PDFs.
I can't get to my dice right now. I don't know what's going on.
All right. Would you like me to roll for you, sir?
Please.
You got it. That's a 18 natural.
That would be +4, so 22.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
And then roll the dice for the right damage.
All right. So you're doing crossbow, you said?
Yeah, the hand crossbow.
Okay, so I'm going to assume you're going for the one that's not next to you, since the one next to you would have to be a disadvantage. Because I don't think you have the feet there. So
I took the crossbow master feat for the one feat
did.
I had. Yep.
Perfect. Never mind.
So I shoot the same one that Calenthor shot attacked, and I just take my shot.
Yep. Just give me your damage.
Oh, it was D8. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, sorry. That's right. You don't have dice.
Yeah, I'm trying.
All right. So that's a 7 I rolled for you.
All right. And that would be my turn, I think. I don't have anything else.
So what was your modifier? What's your total damage on that?
Oh, would that be my dex mod?
Yeah.
It would be +4.
+4, and you get your D4
Oh, the right damage.
of the right damage, right?
Mhm.
Okay. That's all
Fire.
good. So everyone's first session, I'm helping out. What I roll? 7, and your modifier was what?
+4.
+4, so that was 12 plus 1d4. So I rolled a 2, so that's 14.
14 damage.
That
Yep.
you're able to get onto that. That's a good hit right there. So that's yep. Perfect. Is that your turn?
Yes, it is.
All right, Talvin.
Okay. I'm going to take one that I could see. How many of them are out here right now?
3.
3? I'll take whichever one hasn't been hit yet, and I'm going to cast Sacred Flame at one of them, and it needs to make a dex save for me.
Got it. That's a 5.
That doesn't save. Okay, let's see. Ooh, that is 8 points of radiant damage on that one. And then I am just going to... I'm going to get behind my meat shield of a barbarian real quick and just kind of just make sure I'm not in any line of sight. Like, all right, buddy.
So there
it's
is
your
one
turn.
right by your barbarian friend. So
Ooh, okay. Then I'm just shield in front of it. Just oh god.
okay. Excellent. All right. In that case, then that's going to be Scatha, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take my rapier and I'm gonna slash the stupid little roach that tried to eat me.
Yeah.
So let's see if it hits. 16, does it hit?
That hits.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
9 points of damage.
Nice. I like. So I need you to mark that weapon now does 1 less damage every time you hit with it. As you notice that you strike it and immediately the blade begins to dull and rust.
No!
Oh god. Okay. Okay. This is bad.
Cantrips, everyone. Cantrips.
Cantrips.
But do you know what? I believe. Let me think. That was near enough where you actually do get some sneak attack damage on that.
Okay. I'm just gonna punch it. I'm just gonna punch
No,
it.
roll your sneak attack on it. No, that's just your damage. Your sneak attack damage. So your d6s.
Okay. Let me get my d6. Four.
4. Okay, so an extra 4 damage on it. There you go. All right.
Yeah, and my sneak
And
attack is
then-
I punch it. Just
Okay, yeah.
for my sneak attack. I'm gonna punch it. Just get its
I like it,
head
yeah,
where I
the
think its
rapier knows
eyes are.
what's
Like,
going on the rest of it. Yeah. Definitely. I love it. And then Razga.
Let's go.
All right. I would like to rage.
Yeah.
And is there a way I can move around the one that's next to me so that Talvin and I are flanking him, but I'm not giving him an opportunity attack?
Yes, you may do that.
Let's do that.
Yeah, so you can flank and get advantage. That's fine.
Yeah. And so let's see how this goes. That's a 25 total on the first one. Let's see what the
Because
second.
that definitively hits.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't get a natural 20.
Yeah.
And hold on, let me mark the rage on here.
And that's using your axe, I assume.
Yep. So is that normal damage, or do I get extra damage with the rage?
Well, your rage, you get your rage damage, yeah.
Let me see the players. Oh, there it is.
Right, so that's 12 damage.
Excellent. So let's see. Yeah, that would be that one. All right, so this one you see, you take your axe and just cleave into this thing, and you've almost cut it in half, but what's connecting it is just the vital things for it to live. So it's just like almost twitching, but still lethal on there. And your axe now does 1 less damage as it too begins to rust and corrode away from being in contact with the innards of this thing.
All right.
All right, now it is their turn. All right, so at this point, the thing just kind of rushes up, and they're like, it kind of looks at get this right. So it go ahead and looks at you, Talvin, and you can see that 10 of point at, and there's like just this like this cloud of brown that starts to go towards your shield.
Oh boy.
I hate to come in late here, Matt, but I missed. I should have gotten 2 extra damage on that. I'm sorry for the rage. It should have been 14 damage instead of 12. That'll be the last time I interrupt for that.
No problem. So you clean it in half.
Hell yeah.
It is done, but you can do the -1 there.
Yep.
There's 2 halves. Therefore, what just happened does not happen to the shield, because I was the one near the shield.
Likes to hear a cloud of brown. That just
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. So we're gonna
exactly. That
go-
could mean so much.
Yeah.
Roscoe pounds his chest and says, "Excuse me."
So the one that does the cloud of brown, therefore, is going towards you, Skaha. And I need you, as it's going, trying to get your daggers. And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw to try to avoid this coming at you.
Okay. Okay. 17.
17. Yeah, you just pull back really quickly, and it's unable to get at your blades.
Like a little bitch. Stay away from my metal.
The last one is near. It's going to be near you, Keen, and that is a 16 to hit.
That hits. I'm only at 14 armor.
Okay, perfect. And then we'll roll damage on that as it just gets you a bite and bites directly through your plate there. And that will be 5 piercing damage.
Gotcha. 13.
All right. Then with that, it is going to be Ilthor's turn.
All right. I spin around and
Okay.
seeing all like the rusting is doing to weapons, I dispel the longsword and I hit the one next to Skaha with a Eldritch Blast. I'm gonna roll on here because I can't really see my dice in the darkness. That's 24 to hit.
Okay, that definitely hits.
And that does 9 points of force damage.
Excellent. All right. So as you see, like a portion of its antenna gets blown off. You see like parts of its brain exposed from this. And interesting is brain too seems to be almost metallic in nature, even though it's still like squishy. So is that your turn?
Yep.
Keen.
So how many of these little things are left?
2.
So I cock back my arrow.
Mhm.
I turn to the one that he just shot, and I go to finish it with another crossbow.
You got it. Roll it. Oh, am I rolling for you? So
I downloaded a app so we could.
perfect.
It said 19,
19
natural.
hits. Yep.
All right, and then that's the D6. So that's 5 damage. Does my right stay, or is the right only a one-time?
The right stays on the bow for as long as it. I think it's
Okay.
or whatever.
Perfect. So 5 plus the 4 for my dex. Do I add that to my attack? I'm sorry. My dex mod.
You add that your dex mod gets added to damage.
Okay,
and the
so
attack, but yeah.
okay, so 5 plus 4, and then I roll another 4.
Yep.
Just got a 1. So 6 damage. Or I'm sorry, 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay. With that, you kind of perfectly aim that in, and it gets in. The fire goes off, and it just kind of explodes it into like 3 different pieces with your blood explosion there, and it is gone.
Perfect.
And then we have Talbot.
All right. There's one more left, or is there still 2?
There's 1.
One left. All right, then I won't waste that. I am going to. Oh, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's do another sacred flame at that one. Dex save for me, please.
That's gonna be a 10.
Oh, okay. Has to be the 12 for these, so that's gonna be just 4 points of radiant.
Okay.
All right, and that's my turn.
Sure. And then that is Skatha.
I'm just gonna tackle it. I'm not letting it eat my sword. I have too much pride to not let 1 point of damage leave the sword.
Nice. So you're gonna tackle it. So you're trying to are you grappling then?
Yes.
All right, do a strength check.
Okay. $16.
20. So you go to grab this thing and kind of just put your arms around it. It kind of bucks up and just kind of throws you against one of the cave walls. You don't take damage, but you're dazed for just a second.
Get up on my arms like, rude!
Excellent. Then Raska.
God. All right, I'm just going to pretend he doesn't know his axe is taking damage. And take another rage-filled swing.
You got it.
That's going to be a 20.
That hits.
And I'm going to do 13 points damage.
All right. And with that, you take your axe and just cleanly slice through This guy's splitting him in two, ending this combat. And you're actually, how much damage did you say you did?
13.
13. Did you minus 1?
I did not. 12.
12. Okay, slicing through, and now that axe does an additional minus 1 as it's corroded further. So you have cumulative minus 2 on all damage right now, as Skatha has a minus 1. Just on one dagger though, so you could use the other dagger if you wanted.
All right. So Rosgar looks at his axe. And, can he tell what's done it? Was it poison?
Yeah.
Is what I'm asking.
Right. It looks like you haven't cared for it. It looks like kind of like it looks rusted away, like corroded, oxidized.
All right, I'm going to get angry and stomp on one of the dead thing's skulls, and then incessantly try to clean up my axe head. As we carry
I
on.
feel you. I just start stamping on the first one that tried to kill me.
Like, no, please, we're gonna need all that. That's.
Oh,
Have we not learned our lesson from those knives?
I kind of scrape my boot against the cave wall to kind of
Is that
clean off what I've
okay.
stomped on.
And I look at Talvin and go, "Learn."
I mean, you're getting there. You're getting there. Can I see his axe real quick? Like I kind of just gesture out to see if I can grab it real quick.
Hand it right to it.
Look at it. Would I know how to fix this? Like, would it? I don't have it prepared now, but like, would it mending kind of help this later on, or is this something? This is way over that.
I would say probably. I mean, I think some time with the mending cantrip might be able to affect this.
Okay.
But yeah, like
Right.
it's probably like a few castings with it would have to take care of this, because this is less damage and more like just almost like time has happened even though it hasn't. So,
All right. I'll gesture back with his axe and I'll be like, hold on to that, but don't use it for a little bit. All right.
I take it and hang it on my back. Pull out a javelin.
There you go.
nice.
I like it.
Okay. So with that, what?
Am I capable of carrying 2 javelins?
Yeah,
Same time.
you can do that.
Okay.
I'd like to get a closer look at these things.
That's what I'll be doing.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a nature check.
Nature. All right. Let's see this. Great. That's a 9.
9. Yeah, I mean, they're like I said, from what you got from before, there's metallic elements and they seem insectoid in nature, but not much else from what you got before.
Kind of just look at it, and you'll just be saying, "Yeah, I've never seen anything like this. This is." I'm also going to take a look at one of them. That's cool.
All right, I'll give you a nature check too, sure.
Yeah. Proficiency. That's a 14.
14. As you look at that, what you are able to determine is that you kind of actually realize you've heard of these. These things are often referred to as rust monsters. Known for especially inhabiting places where adventurers have gone and died and left a lot of great ferrous metal for them to feed on. And that's basically their diet. The other thing that you realize is that if you have something to contain what residue is around this area, that you could potentially have enough of this could be converted into residuum that could be used to enchant a weapon or give a weapon a special property.
Okay. Well, I take out the rations from my backpack, which I don't need. And I just dump out from the container and start scooping up some of the stuff.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, the container held the rations. Okay, so he's putting that in there. Excellent. Very cool. While they're doing this take a few minutes. And as a reminder, we've got 6 hours here before the cave closes. But we'll say about 10 minutes. What's everybody doing these 10 minutes where he's kind of taking what he needs and gathering this stuff up?
I'm crying over my rapier and checking my daggers just in case anything got them. I know. I was just.
All right, make a
I
perception
hate
check.
those things.
Perception.
Make a what check?
Perception, Scotha.
Perception. Two.
Looks fine.
Aw. I'm gonna be seeing if I see any noticeable footpaths that may help me guide as to where to go next.
Yeah. Make an investigation check.
11.
11. So you don't find any footprints. And suspiciously so on those. What you are able to uncover, there's like this piece that almost looks. You see like where there's rocks and some other things that you start to recognize almost look like there was a nest, and maybe these things were actually small hatchlings that came out. And kind of nestled deep within that nest, you do pull out a piece of blade that, funny enough, doesn't seem to be corroded at all. It's perfect. As though time hasn't gotten the better of it. These creatures haven't been able to eat it, but it is perfected section of blade. And there's some engravings on it, but it's hard to tell because it's just the section as far as what it would go into eventually.
I'm gonna just pocket it for now and just see if I find some more later.
And Brazga is just pacing back and forth, thinking about the blade of his axe, and compulsively checking the state of his bracers and his kilt, making sure everything's in order.
Gotcha.
Keen's walked around to pick up his 2 crossbolts, but as he does, he realizes they've been corroded. So he just throws them back on the floor and continues on along the path.
I guess I just start moving forward if there is any. Is that the only direction to go, or are there more?
Yeah. There's basically one direction to go.
Okay.
As you begin to leave and go into leave this corridor out, you do notice that there's these gnarled roots and vines along these cavern walls that start to glimmer with this like pale light, fluorescent things. Yeah, you're noticing these roots along the walls as you walk.
Anybody have any idea?
Can I discern what kind of plant they're from?
Yeah, nature check.
19.
19.
15 plus 4.
Excellent. So this. All right. So what you recognize this as is called Theki root. And without too much, with about 10 minutes, if you guys spend the time, you would be able to get three sections of this root from what you can see. And this is without digging and taking hours, but just for 10 minutes from what you can see, you could harvest about 3 portions of this. And with that nature check, what you are aware of is that this root functions as a potion of healing. So chewing this root is the same as taking a potion of healing.
If it's cool with everyone else, I spend the time with some of the long sword, start hacking at it and trying to get it.
Who's taking damage that fight? I believe it was only 2.
Yeah, I took 4 points, but I'm in good shape, really.
All right. Well, you're the hit point monster here, so I think I'll probably pocket maybe 1 or 2, and whoever needs it will probably take it right now. I'm assuming it's safe to use.
I'm good now. So.
Do we know if it's safe to use?
Yeah, I guess with my nature check, then
Straight from the root.
Like,
Yeah.
it is used as a healing potion
Okay.
substitute.
All right. So I'll hand.
Yeah, I hand it all to the cleric.
All right. I'll give one to Keen.
Yeah. So that's a 2d4 plus 2 if you chew it. Good points back.
All right.
All right. As you guys continue, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say it might not be a bad idea for Rosgar to have a little pinch of that in his belt line,
I'll put that in with him.
just in case.
So you can mark that as a potion of healing for those of you who are keeping it,
Mhm.
and that's fine. See if you can remember it's sticky root. As you go in, you see there's like a faint sheen to these tunnel walls as you continue forward, and there's a light layer of translucent cobwebs that kind of billow as you pass by. Then finally you emerge into this small, rough-hewn cavern. You see this decrepit mining tools that are scattered under the webs, along with rusted, overturned wheelbarrows. There's discarded chunks of stone. Talvin, you kind of put together that these must be relics of these gnomes that were down here that you were told about. And here all the sounds seem like smothered and hushed.
I'm not seeing anybody. Like there's no one on the ground. There's no one looking at us.
Yeah, make a perception check.
6.
6. Yeah,
away.
you don't see anything.
Say we just move on. Not seeing anything right here. Strange. There should be gnomes here.
Yeah. Well, you'd expect them to be dead and stuff. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, gotcha.
But actually, I would say for this, anyone who wants to can make a perception check. It's up to you as you're looking around.
I'll hit up on that.
I won't.
13.
13.
I got a 16.
Okay. What you do notice is that there is, you see a shape way up high in the webs, something large, but you're unable to make that out. And then, let's say, Elanthor, go ahead, since you've been doing the nature, make a nature check on this web for me.
That's an 8.
Okay.
Is this shaped thing within 30 feet?
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my awakened mind from my patron just to try to probably commune with it. If it at least knows one language, I can do that.
Okay.
And
So yeah, they whatever this is does not know any language.
okay, good to know.
So I'd say at this point you get that this shape doesn't notice you. So it's up to you guys what you want to do. If you just want to move past this, you can go ahead and make a group stealth check.
You can do that.
Say we stealth past it.
I'm not looking to fight right now.
It's fine with me.
All right.
I rolled 11 for stealth.
Let's see.
18.
18.
I got 5.
5.
I have a 13 at disadvantage. I should have guidance myself.
What else we got?
7.
7?
Higher than the rogue.
I'm proficient in stealth, and I got a 5, and the rogue got a 7.
+1.
You take what you can get, man.
And then
Right.
there's one more I'm missing.
No, the Keen probably.
King?
Oh, I had rolled a. What was it? I rolled a 12 with my +6 on stealth, so 18.
18. So he. Let me just go do this way, make sure I got this. So Lanthor, you got what?
I got an 11.
Okay. And then Keen got an 18, and then Raska got
5.
5, and Skatha got 6, and then Talvin got
13.
13. Okay. All right. So you guys begin to make your way, and then Raska and Skatha, you guys are kind of mourning your weapons. And as you're kind of looking at your rapier and looking at your axe, there's like these tears that kind of come down, and you're so focused, you trip over each other's feet.
Oh,
And
no.
kind of roll into, and you snap into the web, and there's this big clang as the biggest spider you've ever seen just kind of.
Well, good job, boys.
Let's go.
Oh. Okay.
God.
So I'll need another. We're gonna need another initiative on this.
Oh boy, oh boy,
Do you
oh
see this
boy.
enormous spider come on down?
Ooh. Natural 19 for a 20.
Natural 20 for 22? 23, I'm sorry.
Roll a 9 plus 4, 13 on Keen.
Okay.
An 8.
I am the worst barbarian
All
ever.
right.
7.
Oh man. All right. Let's see here. Okay. So I'll go through. I'm gonna call you guys out because it's a little easier here. All right. So Elanthor, what'd you get?
I got a 20.
20. 18.
You said Keen? I had a
Yeah.
13.
13. Raska,
7.
and then Skatha. Skatha, rather.
Got 8.
8. And then
Yep.
Talvin,
23.
23. Nice. Talvin, you're up.
All right. Let's be smart with this. I'm for my action. Everyone's within 30 feet of me, so I'm just gonna look at my party and cast Bless on everyone.
Okay.
Actually, it's 3 creatures. Okay. I'm gonna pick Keen, Raska, and Skaha. Sorry, buddy.
You're good.
All right. So let me look at this again. I think it's in every ability check, attack roll, or saving throw, you add a D4 to. So remember that.
Just mark that and remember your D4s. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right.
And then bonus action.
Yep.
It's spell. I don't like. How does the rules work again? Like, if I already cast a spell in my action, can I cast a spell as a bonus action too, or?
Sure. So what you can do, so I do the modified specific with large parties, so you can do a first level or a cantrip as bonus.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking at these real quick. Yeah, then I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame at this spider here. So roll another dex save for me.
Yeah, that's a natural 19. That's gonna save.
Yeah, there you go.
All
All
right.
right, and I'm gonna go behind with my movement behind the barbarian friend here. Here we go.
Okay, yeah. So you guys watch the spider's moving around. It does not get overly close. It maintains itself about 15 feet away.
Okay.
And it is going to go for Skatha. Skatha there, and it shoots this web right at you, like just like out of its abdomen. It kind of rears up, and that's going to be a 12 to hit. It misses you.
Okay, that's good. I just realized I had leather armor. I forgot to put it on, but I have a 13 armor class.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So I just kind of go.
Yeah, so I mean,
Gross.
goes up. Yeah, get it off. That's its. Well, it's actually going to move up to the ceiling about 20 feet away.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Oh,
then
what-
from,
oh no.
from there, that's Elenthor.
All right. Well, I was gonna cast darkness, but it moved. But fuck it, I'm gonna cast
Dissonant
Whispers. Needs a wisdom saving throw.
On it. 11.
Fails. So he takes 46 psychic damage.
Oh boy.
That's
Roll
17
it.
points of psychic damage.
15.
And it's mark that stealth off.
Oh shit!
Okay.
That's actually everyone within 60 feet. No wait, hold on. Right? Nope, just one thing. I'm pretty sure. Double check this. Okay, no, it's just one creature.
Okay.
So you just hear Elanthor just whisper something in like some garbled language, and he just stares up at this spider, and his eyes just go black as he casts this.
Okay, yeah, it screams and it actually moves up into a corner, and so it gets itself about 25 feet away.
Range of 60.
Range of 60 feet.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
so
it moves
here we
up
go.
there because the part of the spell is it has to use its reaction to get further away from you as far as it can go. So it's huddled up in the corner and just screaming in pain. So with that, that's going to be Keen.
Seeing that I pull my dagger out, slice it across my hand, and I cast my blood magic of binding, blood curse of binding. Just has to win a strength saving throw, DC 12.
That'll do it. Yeah, 14.
Yep. So he breaks out of that, and then with my action, I just take a shot with just my crossbow.
Okay, it's going to be partial cover here, but
All right, I'll tell you what it is. It is 3, 4. So, oh, wrong dice. That would be 17. Hit.
that hits.
Okay.
Yeah, so it goes through, cuts through the web, kind of makes this little pathway, and sticks right into its eye, one of its eyes.
For 1 damage.
Perfect.
Or 4 plus 4 for the dex. I'm sorry. So it's
Okay.
5 damage. There you go. I always forget
5
about that.
damage,
Right?
yeah. And you didn't bleed on it, did you? So
No, I didn't. Yeah. I just used the blood curse of binding.
yeah. There you go. All right. Then with that, it is going to be Ska.
You're muted.
Ma'am, you're muted.
Can't hear.
Always awkward.
There you go.
How much can I move?
So
should-
you're prone right now because you fell down. So you'd have to use half your movement to get up, and then you have your movement, which is probably 15 feet.
Okay.
But
let's
your
do
third
that.
level, so you also have your cunning action, so you could bonus dash if you wanted to. But it's again, it's in a ceiling, so it's like it's up, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I just want to be out of its blast zone,
Okay.
so to speak, for webbing.
I mean, you probably
So
have to
that's
leave
what
the,
I'll
you
do.
also
I'll
have
just
to leave
kind
the
of
room, but sure, you can get as far away in this room. You get as far away as you can. I would say.
yeah.
Sure.
That's what I'll do for my turn.
Okay, I gotcha. Perfect. All right, Raska.
All right, I suppose I'll be throwing a couple javelins at it.
All right, so you get up, use half your movement, and throw a javelin.
So I just get one throw since I had to use half. Since
I think you get one.
or that just cost me
I
movement.
think you only
Yeah.
have one. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
movement.
yeah, you just have
Okay.
one attack, so that's why you get one.
But can I attack again with my bonus action since it's 2 weapons?
I don't think so. No.
All right, that's fine.
Look at that.
Throw us a javelin here. That's a total of 12.
12
Plus-
javelin.
Add a D4.
Yeah.
And I will add a D4, which will come in handy. Took a minute. Make it a 14.
14 total. You throw your javelin up and it gets stuck in the webs. So now it's just kind of hanging there close to the spider, but it is stuck.
All right.
And with that, it will be Talbin's turn.
All right. Remind me again how far this guy is.
At this point, he's 25 feet
All right.
up in the cave.
All right. I'm gonna try and inch closer, just so I'm in 15 feet from it,
Okay.
and then I'm going
it's 20 feet in the air, so that's why
20
you
feet in
can't-
the air. Ah, I see.
25 feet in
Okay.
the air. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I won't move yet, but I'll take out my. Let's see here. Take out my crossbow and just take a shot at it.
You got it.
Okay, where did I put it? There it is.
So I'll say you're looking for a 16 here or higher.
Yeah, it's not gonna. It's a 15.
Crossbow gets stuck in the webs again. Just as you're now noticing, there's several weapons have been stuck up in here, most decaying.
All right,
Yeah.
and then let's see. Bonus action. I'm gonna cast spiritual weapon,
Yep.
and then out of the air, right on it. That's a range of 60 feet, so that'll definitely cover it. And this beacon of light just pops out, and then you'll see this kind of mace, not too dissimilar from the one that Talvin has, but on the end it is just this like brass dodecahedron shape on top, and then like a flick, just a spike on the bottom part of the hilt, and it's just gonna whack at it. So that's just a roll to hit. That's an actual one.
Oh,
After all that.
no. All right. Then it is its turn. As it kind of rears up and refocuses, it actually is going to focus on you, Talvin.
Bring it.
And I need you to. Oh, sorry. First, I need to do this. Man, that is going to be a 13. 14. I'm sorry, 14.
14 misses.
And so again, a shoot of web comes out of it, and you're able to dodge out of the way, rolling on your shield, keeping your magic happening. All right, Anthor, it is your turn.
All right. So I move around, see if it's in range, and going to cast Toll the Dead. So it's another Wisdom saving throw.
All right, what's the range until the dead?
60 feet.
Yeah, that's perfect. All right, so Wisdom save. That's going to be a 9.
Fails. That's a D12. D12 because it lost hit points, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
It's a 3 points of what is that, necrotic? No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's necrotic.
That's
So
necrotic,
it's
yeah.
3 points of necrotic. No, wait, hold on. That's a 5. Nope, I was looking at the D20. That's a 3 still. Sorry.
3.
3
Okay.
points of necrotic.
Cool. So yeah, you see this bell rings out, and you see part of it beginning to decay. You can even see through the webs. It's having trouble moving like 5 of its legs. Only 3 are really functioning. It's just hanging on. I mean, riddled, just really messed up. And with that, it is going to be Keen's turn.
I'm imagining we're hearing the Taco Bell bell off in the commercials. Just
Boom.
No, that's what I heard.
Right from the app. Right from the app.
Would you say that the spider is on his webs? Like, is he jumping around on his webs?
Yeah, he's 20 feet in the air in his webs.
As I look around, does it look like all these webs are interconnected, or do they look like separate webs each?
They look like just a big, massive web. Yeah, they're.
So I go to shoot. I'm sorry, I didn't say this last round, but I didn't want to interrupt you. The right stays as long as I have the weapon out. So I imagine I had been going through the thing. I'm not worried about the damage last turn. I just wanted to use the fire damage to shoot at the web and see if it'll ignite the web.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, basically, you have that fire. You could just kind of get it right on there. So the webs light on fire, and I need the whole party to make a dexterity saving throw from all the flames going everywhere.
Oh, jeez.
6.
Keen, Razak, and sorry, well, I'm blanking on names.
Oh.
Skaha, D4.
Yep.
And what kind of save was that again?
Dex.
Dex. Okay.
I rolled a 16.
I rolled a 12.
I got a total of 17.
17 for me too.
Keen's at 14.
All right. So all of you are able to move out of the way. The spider is not. So the fire goes through, and you hear it scream as you see the fire encapsulate the spider. It screams, and as you guys kind of begin to get to one side, you just watch as all the webs are consumed in fire. You hear screams of different creatures are dying in pain as the room is cleared.
Oh
And
crap!
that's how you do that.
Wow.
Think for a moment. I realized fire resistance. I just stick my hand in and out of the fire.
I'm like, oh, right, okay. Yeah.
I'm like,
I'll just blast some of the fire till it snuff the stuff out.
Oh,
We
so
need that.
we continue on?
So do I get those that javelin back?
Yeah, you get your javelin back. I'm not.
So yeah, I'm gonna grab that loose shot that I got, and I guess that's also
So
going.
if you ever need me as a human torch, you got me. Just douse me in gasoline a little bit and have me run into a room.
All right.
I'll keep
While
that in
everybody
mind.
else is looking around the chamber, Razga is again checking his bracers and his kilt.
You're looking good over there, man.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Looking strong.
As you do that, you guys prepare to leave. You see this ethereal shape of this kind of small figure, this gnomish woman wearing trimmed silk robes as she begins rising higher and higher, staring at you with just this empty gaze. So it's like the face is there, but there's no eyes, just these empty sockets. And as the mouth opens, no teeth or tongue, anything like that, just kind of hollow. As she just says, "I tried to warn them. They would not listen."
Telepathically at the party. You see her too, right?
Just nod.
Keen gives you a slight nod as well.
And the figure's like floating, like in your path, staring.
Who did you try to warn and did not listen? Speaking to.
Yeah. It's just Merlin, the king.
I heard that name before.
You know that, yeah, I think in connection with the gnomes, you would have heard that's kind of the person who ruled. She could begin speaking. She's like, "I tried to persuade them. I told them that we needed to stop. I couldn't. Now I am cursed for my lack of ability."
Who are you?
Serene.
Oh wait. I have no idea what that is.
Okay, I thought it was the same name as the
Did sound familiar.
Yeah, it did.
Have you heard that name before, or have I heard that name before?
No, you've not heard of Serene, no. Serene.
Keen asks, how long have you been here?
Centuries.
Long time.
Kane kind of just looks around. Sorry, why did I say that? Talvin just looks around and then you may not be aware, but is there any? Are you aware that where we find some night dust in here?
She looks at you and goes, "Yes. But promise me you will go no further than is necessary."
That's define necessary.
Plan to.
once you find your dust, you will leave.
Very
We're
well.
here for the dust.
You're exploring
Yeah.
nothing else in the cave.
Okay.
Not gonna argue with the
Mhm.
ghost.
He nods and says yes.
Have her
Okay.
word. Or at least not.
So she lets
You guys
know.
heard the
she's-
ghost.
So she says, up ahead, within the next chamber lies what you seek. Beware. The guardian of Merlon, the crystal. The crystal giant guards all that is within.
Okay.
Well, before we go in, we just rest here for a little bit. We have a plethora of time. I'm certainly going to be more of use if we just take like 30 minutes to 60 minutes.
If you guys want a short rest, you can. So this would be an hour. I would say with some of the other stuff you did, this would bring you up to about an hour and a half within the caves.
If you need a rest, then you should rest.
So if you want to roll hit dice, do so. And
I'm sorry. What are we rolling?
if you want to heal any, you can roll one of your hit dice.
Right on.
For you, it should be a D12. You should have 3 of them.
I
you
didn't
can roll
do
one
we
of your
roll
hit
it? Just
dice.
need to spell slot back.
Yeah, or you just.
It's
rest.
all right.
It just depends on what you want to do.
Yeah. I'm not sure I do. I think for me it's long rests. I have to double check that. Which is okay. Just okay.
I think it's just warlocks back on a short rest.
Good to know.
All right. So as you continue, go ahead and give me. So you take your rest, and then I'm assuming you continue after this. Immediately as you guys start to rest, this ghost just floats away to go elsewhere. And give me a marching order for the next part of this.
I'll head in first.
Sorry, who was that?
Number
Little
one.
one.
Okay, nice. Thor.
I'd
I'm
like
going
to be in the.
taking-
No, you go.
I want to be in the back. You can be in the back since I already had a turn.
Yeah, I'll second to the back for now.
Dean will come in second then, right behind the lead.
Rosgod's on Talbot's hip as always.
It's good.
Perfect.
What would I do without you, man?
All right.
Uh,
Fast forward then. You guys are moving, and then Alanthar, you feel the ground give way underneath your feet, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
You saying yay?
Yep. That's a 6.
A 6. You tumble down, deeper and deeper into the cavern.
Like straight down or like down on an angle?
Kind of like straight down, and then you like hit an angle and you bounce off around, getting all bloodied up, and then smashing like boom, straight down. And you are going to take, sir, 8 bludgeoning damage.
Not that bad.
Not bad.
Okay.
Okay.
How far down?
am I?
Yeah, I'm gonna like
You
crack
find
another glow
yourself
stick.
in like a whole other chamber.
Do we all have dark vision?
I have dark vision. I'm just staring down the hole.
Yeah,
Do I see
also-
anything?
I don't.
Do we see
Give
any?
me 1 second.
Okay.
Gotta see.
I'll take one of my torch sticks and then like a glow stick, just tap it with light and then drop it in the hole, just so I can have our blood-hunted friend be able to see.
Yeah, you drop it down there. You see that you're in what looks like there's bedrolls. It smells awful. You actually see that you even see the soft glow of algae, and it gives this cavern a sickly appearance. There's some shallow alcoves that surround the central clearing. There's definitely, like I said, the recent habitation. There's rotting food scraps. There's like this feeling of miasma, and venturing any closer results in this nauseating assault on your senses.
I'll let me breathe. I'm just like holding my
Breath.
breath the whole time.
Okay.
You all
I
right?
don't think you have to just, yeah.
Are we going to be able to get around this, or do we also have to go down there?
You can walk around the pit.
Is there any way
Alright,
to
so-
get back up?
But the way it is, so it went on an angle a little bit, so you guys can't really see him because
Oh,
it's just
okay,
the way that
okay.
the line of sight is. But you do see like the light that came down.
All right, I'm going to pull out my 50 feet of rope, hold on to one end, and throw the other end down.
Okay. 50 feet. Yeah, that makes it. That makes it.
I just
You see this
wrap my
rope come
arm
down.
around
And
Okay.
then yell,
You
"What
do
do you
see
see?"
there's ways out of here, but you could try to climb back up.
Oh. What kind of ways out of there?
So there's two paths that lead out of this, two kind of cavernous tunnels that lead out.
How far do they go?
One looks like has been barricaded up. I mean, before you can tell, they go pretty far. I mean, it's just you'd have to travel them to find out what's totally there.
Is it farther than 120 feet?
No, but they curve out, if that makes sense. So they're curving
Okay.
around. So you probably see like 20 feet down each, and you can't. It just looks like more passage.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just wrap my arm around the rope and then
Based on
based
what
on what
I've
I've
seen,
seen,
the Dragonborn
dude just
tugging the
tugging
rope.
and shit.
All right,
All right,
pull
pull
me
me
up.
up.
Pull him up.
Okay.
Strength check.
Yeah. Actually, so what we do here, well, we're just pulling him up. So yeah, so you'll do a. Well, I'll give you an athletics check actually on this.
Athletics. Even nicer. I rolled a 4, and it's a 10. Jesus.
Okay.
I'm dice cursed.
And yeah, I mean, you don't know if it's caught on something going in down there, but it just feels like you're pulling on solid rock almost.
Keen steps up and he says, "What are you fools doing?" And he grabs the rope and assists in pulling.
All right, I'll give you a check there, Keen.
Rolled a natural 17 with strength +1, so 18.
Okay, yeah, so you're able to bring it up, pull them, and you are back up at the top.
Cool.
You're not going first.
Whatever.
How about I go first? I have a lot of acrobatics. What a
By all
good
means.
stealth. I kind of scoot around. You're all so tall. What the hell? And just go in front. I'm like, okay, let's go.
All right.
Hey, so you guys, okay, so I would say so this is fairly wide, but using the rope that you guys already have out, you're able to kind of make something that keeps everybody from falling too far deep down. Then you make your way into the next chamber, which glows with patches of bioluminescent fungi, glittering gemstones decorate the walls. And you stand before this 20-foot ceiling that's studded with stalactites and ruins of a once proud gnomish fort. This extremely foul scent that wafts on a breeze blown from deeper within the caves that you recognize from this place you just were.
Wait, the place I
Place
just
was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And,
Again, we're expecting a giant. I'm assuming. So everyone be on guard here. Stay relatively close.
Does the -2 damage on my axe, is that just something I'm living with from here on? Or will that fade?
until you get a new axe, essentially, it's a permanent effect.
All right.
I'll relay my
Um,
crossbow just
yeah.
for a little bit more light in here as we continue on.
I just over to the barricaded passageway.
this is the only other one I saw. Is the one that we just came through. So Eldritch Blast.
Try to break it down.
Are you trying to find your other way?
No,
you mean
like
the,
you said, we came into the room I was just in.
No, you smelled.
Oh,
Find
I
the smell.
smell it.
Okay. That
changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I will say is, Talvin, you get the sense that you are being watched.
I'm sort of scanning like back where we came from and then up around, just so I can see.
Yeah. You can't. Nothing strikes out to you, but you just have this crazy feeling that something is watching you.
What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
But I'll go ahead and so this way I can. What's what I'll say is anyone who wants to commit. Well, I'll say two people. So whenever I call for a check, what I'm going to say is that it's one person can do it any check with advantage, or two people can try for a check for the most part. We're just not going to have 5 rolls every time we do something, but you guys can investigate the area if you so desire. Want to do an investigation check?
Yeah. Who would want?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Wouldn't hurt.
We roll on ourselves or one with advantage.
You think you just roll once?
19.
9.
Okay. It's 19. You see a bunch of fragments of statues that little around this area that from the Gnome Kingdom of centuries past. The statues represent a gnome on a pedestal with this gemstone hovering above his head. And since you got this, and I know you do have Arcana, go ahead and make an Arcana check as well.
Okay. Nice. I keep forgetting, like, there's that.
Also, can I do a check for see if I find any of the night dust that I've been supposed to be looking for?
14.
Yeah. Do a nature check there.
Nature check. Okay.
And I want to say that when Rosgar saw Talbot get nervous, he put his javelins back in and pulled the rusty axe back out.
Okay.
Nature. That's a 8 for me.
An 8. Okay.
Keenan's just keeping his back to a wall and making sure that nothing else is really.
Okay. Yeah. So what you do is you do identify with the statue, the way it's pictured, that this is a carving of an Ioun stone that was above this gnome's head. You do find that there are clusters of night stone that can be ground up to make the night dust that are protruding out of the walls here. That you and I would say that what you end up doing there, Talvin, is you're trying to get at it. You're just not able to quite get the dust.
I'm gonna go to. I will take that half of a blade that I found with the carvings on it, and I'm gonna try poke it at it, see if that works too.
Trying to get it out of there.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and make a nature check.
17.
17. You're able to get kind of one component of this night dust.
All right. And is that enough to fill that?
Yeah, so it's probably enough to full, but you were asked to get more.
Right. All right.
So your thing can function if you so desire.
Following his lead, I pull out one of my daggers. Is there more of the stone around here?
Sure. Yeah. It's you find a patch. You guys have seen it kind of protrude out. So go ahead and make your nature check.
6.
6. You're carving in, and that's second fail. So you can see like there seems to be this vibration that goes through the cave a little bit, but nothing seems to happen.
So are we supposed to turn these gems to dust?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just everyone pick one and start hacking, if you will.
Yeah. So everyone can make your nature checks.
Show me which one.
We'll do one at a time though.
Yeah, I'll point to Razak as the which one to.
Elanthor does 14. Okay, so you guys all do this at once. So you guys begin to and you start to get this dust. At this point, kind of these two creatures. One falls on Elanthor and one falls on Skatha as they kind of dropping from the ceiling, screeching. At the same point, in front of you, Keen, you see the wall beginning to move.
God.
Oh, how
fuck.
nice.
Oh God.
I do need everyone. I'll get it from a second. I'm gonna take my headphones off because I got to get something set up. But I need everyone to roll their initiative.
Hell yeah. I like that sound.
I smell a battle map.
Oh my God, dog's barking at nothing.
18.
Guys, I'm craving cake.
I rolled
Having-
double digits, guys. Are you proud of me?
Yeah.
Good job.
I'm
Proud of
growing
you.
up so fast.
We reversed because I just rolled a natty 1.
Oh,
I rolled an 18. Come on, I had some light finally.
Sorry to disappoint. I'm pulling in with my light. One from my desk.
Oh my gosh.
Battle map.
I'm liking this. Okay. This will help.
Alrighty, so let's see here. I'm going. Where are these guys? This. There they are. All right, so does that look about right from where you guys felt? So we've got Skatha over here, Keen, you're right there. Then I've got Raza, Horuska, Calvin, and Eonthor.
Yeah.
That looks about right.
So this guy drops right on you. As you see coming in, it's coming in like it looks like a crystal, and then as it starts to move, you see like this slug with huge pincer formation coming down.
Ugh, no.
And then Keen, I said you, right? Am I correct in that?
No, you said me. Elanthor.
Elanthor. Okay. So that's going to come down over here. And
You said the wall was moving.
yeah, so that's going to come right by you there, Keen. So here's the wall that has moved. Into
Solid.
yeah, there's the other view of that if you guys want it.
Oh God. Okay.
Nice.
All right. Get that view for now. So you guys communicate to me which view you'd like to help you out at different times. All right.
Gotcha.
So,
Sure thing.
I'll give you both. So you do see there's water kind of near you and all these stones. All right. here. Oop. All right, so the things that fell from the ceiling are going to get a surprise round. The golem does not. So let's see, this would be first. And that is an 18 to hit.
Scotha?
Got that?
I'm just, yeah, it gets me.
Okay. All right. So that's going to be 2d6, which comes to 10 piercing damage.
Okay. 10's not the worst in the world.
All right. And then Owen is, what is that? It's going to miss 10.
On who?
So we Talvin.
Misses.
Okay, so now we'll go ahead. Let me get their initiative really quick. I'll get all yours. Okay. All right. All right. So, Elanthor, what'd you get?
I got an 18.
18. One third. Keen. Sorry, what was that, Keen? Keen, what did you get for initiative? Couldn't hear you.
5.
5, thank you.
Yep.
All right. Raska,
12.
12. Scatha,
It was 10.
10. And Talvin,
8.
8. All right, let me go for. Excellent. Okay. All right, so here we go. This is what has happened. So, Elanthor, 18, go.
Alright, so summon the sword into my hand, and I move around.
Getting like, can I get into flanking with Keen? Flanking the golem. My movement's 30 feet.
Yeah. Let me see what you can do over here. So, let's come in here. So you're here. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Actually, I can get. Let's see here. So it's supposed to he occupies this space here. So technically, Razga is flanking with him.
Okay.
Already. So
Yeah, I'll get so that he's kind of like trapped between Roska, Keen, myself, and the wall.
so
Like right there, he's good.
Yeah.
And as I run, I will use my bonus action to hex.
Nice.
And when I get up to him, I'm gonna mark up the spell slot first. I'm going to take a swipe with the longsword.
Yep.
That's a 21 to hit.
That hits.
I'll say that's two-handed, so that's a D10.
Okay. Remind me, is your weapon considered magical?
No, it's just a base longsword.
Okay. Gotcha.
Right, so that's 4 points of slashing, I'm pretty sure. Yep, slashing damage.
You got it. All right. Yeah, so you immediately see there's sparks go through that. You're able to kind of like shave off pieces of them, but you're just not able to get that really good hit on them.
And for my hex, since I give him, I can give him disadvantage on ability checks. I'm gonna give him a disadvantage on strength checks.
Okay.
and it does a d6.
So that's
I also don't mean to rules layer. I don't know if that. It is considered magical. I don't know
Oh
if
yeah,
that
'cause it's an
matters.
attack weapon.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's why I asked. I was looking it up. Okay. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's an extra 2 points to necrotic for my hex.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. All right, perfect. All right, then if that ends your turn, then that will be Rosca.
All right, so I'm to the right of the golem. Is that correct?
Yeah.
To his left, but to the right of him from where
It's
the
to your right, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I would like to rage.
Yes.
Cue Travis.
I would like to rage.
And I will take a hack.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That's a 10.
Yeah, no, just ping as it just digs off the gemstones that are in it.
There is advantage because you're flanking.
Oh, that is
That's true.
correct.
Take your advantage,
you.
man.
Thank you so much for that.
Can't forget about that.
Oh, that's better. 18.
18 does hit.
Right. And that's going to be 9 points of slashing damage, plus the 2 points for the raging, and also, hold on. I'll use Vengeful Assault. Or no, not Vengeful Assault, I'm sorry. I'll just end my turn. I can't find the thing I was looking for, and I don't want to slow us down anymore.
Yeah, you got it. So yeah, ding, you see slashes, sparks are flying, you're shaving stuff away. You can see it is resistant to the damage you're doing. But with that, then Skyhide is your turn.
Nasty little slug creature. I am going to want to stab it with my dagger.
Okay.
Roll to hit. 13.
13. It's got this extremely thick skin that your thing just kind of gets caught up in. Is a little bit of rock. You're just not able to get into it.
Okay. Trying to figure out. Could I technically sneak? No, I can't sneak. Could I use a sneak attack?
No, you don't have advantage, nor is anybody.
Yeah.
You're not. What subclass are you again?
Subclass?
Just remind me.
Swashbuckler.
Oh, then yeah. Well, no, your sneak attack, your damage, and do you get advantage when you're 1-on-1? Double check that.
I think it's when it hasn't taken its turn yet that you can get sneak attack.
Okay, and I would say with
Like
the
at top of
surprise
combat.
round, it really has. I want to count.
I'm gonna give it a look.
that.
So I think it says you gain additional way to use your sneak. You don't need advantage on the attack roll to use your sneak attack against the creature within 5 feet.
Right.
Excellent.
Right, but you didn't hit, so you don't get the damage though.
That's true.
So
That's true. Either way, it's for future reference.
yeah. Make sure we had that.
I guess I'm just going to have to just let it do its thing. What is it going to do to me?
Yeah, you got that. All right, it is now the golem's turn.
I feel that you guys are stuck with a golem, and I'm just dealing with a little slug on my head.
I mean, I don't know.
I haven't even dealt with it.
Okay, so you see the golem kind of its head kind of like rotates on top of itself, and all the crystals on it begin to glow bright. And from the walls and from the floor and even kind of like almost out of air, you can see this dust starts to form around all of you who are around it. So I need everybody but Skaha to make a dexterity saving throw as the stone
That's
formations are going around you. The DC here is 13. So tell me if you'd say you succeed or fail.
Fail.
Succeed.
I succeeded.
So that's one failure for me.
Success.
Is that everybody then?
Yeah.
Except Skaha. All right. So you guys are able to make it away, but I'm sorry, I don't have the thing up. Who said they failed?
Talvin.
Okay. So Talvin, there's a cage of rock crystal that closes around you, locking you in. You are now restrained by it.
Okay.
And you're also going to take 9 bludgeoning damage from it.
9?
Closing in.
Okay. Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, so targeting. All right, so that is its turn. And so that's going to go over to Talon.
Okay. Is there a way? Is it considered a bonus action? I'm gonna try and use the. What was it? I had it written down. Thaki root. I'm gonna ingest that. Is that like a bonus action or?
Yeah, you can do that as a bonus action.
All right, so I'll do that. That's 2d4 plus 4, if I got that right.
2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2. Okay, so that's 2. So that's 6 points back to me, which is better. All right, and then I'm just gonna. Talvin's just gonna look back at the golem monster, like chewing half, and like, while with his mouth full, be like, I can do that too. And I'm gonna use my action to channel divinity, radiance of the dawn. Any creature, any hostile creature that isn't behind total cover, within 30 feet must make a con saving throw.
Okay, so Golem will go first here. That's a 21.
Yeah, he's okay.
The Piercer will go. And he got an 18.
Okay.
And let's see here. 1, 2. Yep, it's just going to get the other Piercer.
All right, so for
he got a natural 1. So
okay, so 2 take half, and that last one takes full damage. So that's going to be 2d10 plus 3. Let's see here. Roll high. That's 10. That's 1. So that's 14 points of radiant damage to that 1, and then half to everything else. So that's 7.
okay. Perfect. So go.
expend that.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So your light goes everywhere. It starts to fry the one that's closest to you, and
Good.
it's nasty. All right. And with that, that will see. That was Talvin, so that'll be Keen.
Keen seeing this, I look at him. My hand's still fleshly bloody from the cut I made earlier. I attempt the same thing, and I put my hand up, and it shoots out into a line, and it enwraps him, and I cast Blood Curse of Binding again.
Yeah.
And I think he has disadvantage
That's
from.
on ability checks.
Oh, okay. I thought it was on saving throws.
throw.
Okay, go ahead. So
Be
that was
so
a
good if
DC
it
of
was.
12.
So is that a strength save then?
Yes, it is.
It's 22.
So that just the blood just breaks apart.
Yeah.
And I
so
just-
the blood wraps around, and he just kind of breaks it with his arms.
So that's my action. With my bonus action, I just light my crossbow back up, and I get ready for whatever's coming.
Yeah. Take your D4 damage.
Yep.
All right. Then we're back up top with Ilthor.
Alrighty. Gonna swing at him Unamas with my longsword.
Yep.
That's 21 again.
That hits.
Two-handed, so that's a D10. That's 7 points of slashing. And then the damage from my hex. That is 5 points of necrotic.
Sorry, 12 total.
Yes. 7 plus 5, right? Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so you take deep in the magic of your pack cutting in, and you can even see there's tentacles that kind of creep along your sword that are breaking him open more and more as it's happening.
Yes.
My eyes are still like completely pitch black from before.
Yeah,
But probably with casting the hex, just pitch black.
yeah. So I thought it was just looking like as those of you can see like he looks slimy, pitch black eyes, a little bit of water dripping off. It is a sight to behold. It's scary. So Rastga, it is your turn.
I'm going to swing this axe again, and hopefully it'll hit this time.
You got it.
Still advantage because flanking.
And I need it because there's a natural one.
Advantage.
I just rolled 2 natural ones in a row.
Just now?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Do we have a Whedon
No.
in this group?
I think we do, Mike.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Mike.
this is going to be so much fun.
All right.
Hold on. Let me dig.
So,
Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, that's it. That's my turn.
Oh, buddy. All right. So, Scott, is your turn.
So I didn't hit myself in the face or anything.
No, I'm not giving you that. I usually do if there's a natural one twice in a
Oh.
round. Or if it's ability, I usually do something fun. But weapons, I'm not that. I mean, you already have -2 on your axe. So. All right, Scott, go ahead.
Okay, 23 to stab.
That stabs it all right.
3 plus sneak attack. Total of whopping 5 damage.
That's 5 more than the barbarian's done.
Oh wait, yeah, the total is 8. Total is 8.
Okay. Sure. Perfect. All right. So you stab it. It starts to like scream in pain. It is going to move. I can't put it up there, but It goes ahead and starts crawling up 5 feet up the wall, as does the one near you guys. It hasn't moved out of your melee yet, but it's just kind of climbing up the wall a little bit.
Howard.
As they're trying to get high out of combat. And then with that, it is going to be Talvin's turn.
All right. Am I still technically restrained from whatever?
You are.
This
You
is-
can, you can try to make a strength check to get out if you desire. So
Yeah, I'll do that.
that's your action.
Oh, shit. Am I allowed to cast guidance on myself for this?
For a bonus action, guide yourself. That's fine.
Yeah. So that's a D4 there.
Did you call on the power of the beacon and D2?
Come on, baby, no whammies. Okay. Strength, you said?
Yeah. Strength check.
16 total.
16. So you struggle, and you see this dodecahedron just kind of expand around you, encapsulating you in the rock formation as the lines of it kind of break apart these rocks and gems and explode out, freeing you. So that's your action, bonus action. So you have movement.
All right. Can I see an overhead shot of this?
Yes, you may.
Just so I can have a clear look at this. Okay. Yeah, not really much. You know what? I'll stay put. There's really nowhere else I can go right now.
All right.
Yep, so that's my turn.
All right, King, go ahead.
Says my turn, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, all right. With that, I turn with failing my blood maledict again, and from what you see, a human man in a second morphs into pretty much what you would call a werewolf.
Hey, there we go.
Yes.
And I transform.
Yes.
Oh, that must hurt your spine so much. Like me just ignoring the fact there's a big
So happy.
werewolf.
I'm so happy we have a blood hunter that can do this. This is great.
With that, that's my bonus action. Would I be able to light my? I guess I still have my crossbow. Would I be able to light my hands up with my action, or since that's a bonus action, I'm gonna do it? Okay, so with my action, I'll just.
I'll let you do that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just take my action just to light up both hands and just stay right in front of the monster. So pretty much as like a priority for him.
I got you. Yeah, showing the fire that you're ready to go. Yeah,
right, exactly.
Take that D4 damage.
Yes, sir.
Lace yourself up. All right, and then it is his turn, or its turn, I should say, and kind of looks around all of you and takes his foot and just stomps on the ground, and you just feel that you feel the whole ground shake and rocks and crystals move around your feet, trying to knock you down. That's gonna be everybody except Taha. I don't know what I'm name. Totally Skaha. My gosh. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, I need you guys to make a strength saving throw. And some of you are blessed. So the number here is 13 to beat.
Team passes.
Is it 13 to succeed?
Yeah.
13? Okay. I got a 14.
Okay.
Same.
I failed that.
Oh, buddy.
No blessed. That only lasted a minute.
Roscoe succeeds.
Okay. All right, so that's Talvin. Talvin, you are knocked prone.
You're not having fun today.
And 15. You're going to take 15 bludgeoning.
Okay.
And everyone else is going to take, except Skaha is going to take 7 bludgeoning from that.
Okay.
Now,
Do I cut that in half since I'm werewolf form? And that gives
Correct. So you cut that up into 3, and then Raska, you cut that into 3 as well.
correct.
all right.
Fuck. Okay.
And what is going to happen though is that the piercer here just gets totally torn apart by the rocks. So it is gone.
I'm not looking good, but the cleric has spell slots. We're okay.
All right. Then with that, that is top of the order. So Elanthor.
Alrighty. Once more unto the breach. With the long sword. Oh, that was almost a natural 20. That probably misses 11.
Yeah, just dings right off of his crystal.
Don't have any more bonus action spells. You said I can. Can I cast a cantrip as a bonus action, or is that if I just cast?
If you have a bonus action cantrip.
Oh, then no.
Okay. All right.
That ends my turn.
That is Raska.
All right. Can you show me where Talvin is?
Should be to the left of you.
Yeah, you're right next to you there.
All right. I guess I'm gonna swing this stupid axe again and try not to roll.
Still at advantage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you guys see that?
7, buddy.
There was another natural 1.
Oh, buddy.
Now hold on. I got advantage though.
Oh, you have advantage. Okay, I was about to say, I'm about to roll a effect here.
Yay!
19. Yeah, there you go.
Barbarian, make it bleed.
Or dust.
All right. So I'll just roll the damage. Yeah, of course. So that's going to be 6 damage because even though I'm -2 on the axe, I'm +2 on the rage.
All right. Okay, yeah, it shoots sparks out and your shaving bits on, unable to get deep into it to harm its core, but it is taking damage.
And with my bonus action, you know what? I'm fine. We'll just end it here. I don't want to take him out of a flanking position or out of a flanked position.
All right,
So I'll just end it right there.
that's fine. Then Ska.
Roll to puncture the slug.
See it.
20.
Nice. All right, yeah. So go ahead, roll damage, including your sneak attack damage. So 3 dagger. And 10 sneak attack.
Nice.
Yeah, with that, you puncture that thing and it kind of wiggles and you hold it against the wall and it's screeching and you just smile as it just finally goes limp on your blade.
Yeah.
Just do the famous Kubrick stare, like, you know the one.
Oh, yes.
I haven't even seen Clockwork Orange, and I know the look.
But please watch the movie.
No, I've heard there's like statue of a penis. What?
There's so many
Out of
things, so many really
So
bad
much.
things to see, but it's so good.
I know.
Like,
It's like the
Yeah.
whole
I was 9 years old the first time I saw that.
You fool!
I applaud you. Oh,
That
that's
was
so
just my
good.
immediate response.
I had older brothers
Yes.
that thought it would be hilarious.
That's awesome. All right, Talvin.
Okay. I'm gonna get up and
Wounds touch.
yeah, I'm just gonna slap my face and just out of pure idiocracy and my stupidness, and I'm just gonna cure wounds myself real quick.
Okay. Rory.
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
There we go. An idiot sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay, not too bad. That's 7 healing to me for my action. That takes 10 minutes, bud. And then let's see. Yeah, you're probably right. I'll cast that. Actually, you know what? That's gonna be it. I'm just gonna. Actually, I'm gonna. Can I get around? Can I move down that 5 foot, or is that rock in my way?
You can move down if that's what you're trying to do.
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move down 1, and then.
So you're moving down this way.
I'm gonna the down the other way.
This
Yep.
way?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Was there any? All right, so that's okay. So I'll do that, and then I'll move back to the other. Move backwards 15.
So you're trying to get here?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can actually, you can just kind of come around.
Okay, cool. All right, and that's my turn.
Excellent. All right, Alvin. So Keen.
All right, and who is that directly across from me? Behind the monster, behind the golem.
That's going to be Raska is flanking
Okay.
you.
Perfect. So as quiet as Keen's been, majority of this adventure, you look at him now and he's smiling a little bit. And I want to take two swipes, and I kind of want to swipe him and yell to Raska like, "Your turn." After I do,
Yes. Swipe,
So-
man.
let me go ahead and take my rolls real quick.
I thought that was your sound attack. Sound.
Says 14 hit.
words.
Yeah, your claws are sharp, but they get caught up in those gems, and it kind of hits your elbow and bounce off.
I take my second for my bonus action. I just strike again.
Yeah.
All right, that's better. That's 22.
Yeah. So with the other one, right in the center.
For let's see, right here, for 6 damage.
Okay, and then that D4 for fire.
Oh, that's correct. D4 for the fire. I forgot. That would be +3, so 7 damage.
Nice. All right, it's definitely looking blood, like not really blood, but it's pieces of it are coming off. It's looking like it's losing its constitution a little bit. But still
Wait.
alive.
When Keen yells for me that I'm next, I yell, "Get out of the way."
Oh.
So after I take those strikes, can I just, for my turns, can I just take 2 steps, just 5 feet to the left?
Yeah. So you want to move right about here?
Just so that if he were to charge it, that he would be charging right into the wall and not charging into me. In a sense. So yeah, that's fine. That was good.
Okay. You got it.
Can you punt that slug off the board? Just
Yes. Yes. Did you stab that thing dead?
I psycho stabbed that thing.
All right, then with that, it is the golem's turn. Let's see. I'm gonna say it's most upset at yeah.
I mean, I've been in his face grilling him like,
Yeah, it's most
I'm
upsetting.
grilling him.
scene. It doesn't like you. So with that, it's going to
Yeah, he probably thinks I'm his
reach out
friend.
and starts taking its arms, just slamming into you, Keen.
Would that be
first-
a strength ability check?
Not attacks, no. So the first one's a natural one anyway, so it just totally misses. And the second attack is only 10. So you're able to just, the second one you catch with your claws. Again, as the fire kind of burns into the stone, and you're able to throw the arm directly off.
I just catch it. I'm like,
Yeah. And Elon Thor, go ahead. Elon Thor.
All right. Whack. With a long sword.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Oh.
not going to make it. All right, but that
Honey,
it's,
got a
it's
big
so
storm
it's hard
coming.
because it's all, he's shiny, the gems on the wall are shiny, and you just kind of smack the wall instead, and so you realize no, he's not. Oops, my bad.
Are you rolling with advantage? Is he flanked?
I'm not flanking.
No one's flanking it right now.
Because, I probably should have Misty stepped into it because
well.
I could have. I'm going to save that now. So, wait, hold on. Bonus action since I've daggers equipped and I've 2 up and fighting. Can I try to get into it with the dagger?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Just be I'm assuming then you're doing the long sword with one hand.
Oh, right. Never mind then. Because I was going with
You're
2 hands.
going two-handed, yeah. So then no.
Never mind then.
Okay.
All right, then it's my turn.
All right. Then that is going to be Raska.
All right. Is there a way for me to get him flanked?
Yeah, you can move over there. It's enough. You kind of put your back against the wall and get ready to
Yep.
swing. I'll say so.
So- Let me go ahead and get this natural 1 out of the way.
Oh my god.
Oh, no. Hey, it wasn't. Okay, that's a 15 on the first one
For a second.
and a 9 on the second one. So the curse holds, but I had
Right.
advantage.
Yeah, so the 15 hits.
And that's going to be 10 damage.
Shave off more. I mean, you're bit by bit, you guys are chipping away at this swarm. Good. That is Skaha.
I kind of look. I'm like, you guys have been dealing with a golem this whole time. Oh my god. I'm just like, who are you? Like, I thought I heard something behind me this whole time I've been stabbing. Anyway, I come to join the fight. So,
Tieflings are smart.
like, we generally are, but our brain doesn't reach the smart part until we're at least 25. I've got 10
Oh,
years
man.
until that. Until the
So-
smarts kick in.
Where are you moving? So is it around here then?
Yep,
Or-
right there. And you
Alright.
know what? I am gonna try casting something. I am going to cast Hellish Rebuke.
So that's only if you get damaged as a
Damn
reaction.
it.
you can
Right,
cast
that's
that.
right. I just started looking at the description. It's like, no, I'm like, and I hear your voice. I'm thinking, you don't have to rub it in, okay?
Sorry.
So, I'm like, oh. Let's see. I am going for the rapier. Let's see if I can just stab in between. That's a cool angle. Let's see. Let's see. Roll hit. It's 19.
19 hits.
Okay.
All right, that's sneak attack because you got people by you.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That's 13 total.
Got a nice chunk.
Yes.
I'd say I like to think I managed to get the rapier right in like a soft spot between the crystals.
Yeah, so you kind of dig it in, and you just find right where there's like it's more like sand because it's been rubbed so much by everybody and pulverized. And you actually kind of dig, and part of it crystal kind of comes out, and you see this kind of magical energy get pulled away from it as it kind of falters a little bit, but rights itself as you're chipping away whatever's making it tick.
Guys, I saw something kind of gross and shiny in the middle of it. It feels like sand.
All right, then with Talvin. That is your turn.
All right. Everyone seems to be doing their fair share right there, so I'm going to take out my crossbow and I'm gonna fire the once. Let's see here. Where's that 20? Where did I put you? There it is. That's cocked. It's not gonna hit. That's a 7.
Yeah, no.
All right, and then I'm gonna close the distance, and then I'm going to. Let's see. Is there any way I can flank with Keen at all?
With Keen. Well, Keen is flanking with Raska.
I see. Then
So
with
you can
Skaha.
flank with, yeah, there you go.
Gotcha. And that's gonna be my turn. I probably should know that first, but whatever.
All right. And then, so I got all confused here because I did that. Keen.
Swipe, swipe.
Swipe away.
With advantage.
Yes.
All right.
Advantage on both strikes.
Good.
Oof, oof.
Oh, not much better.
No.
11.
So first strike, yeah, no, just kind of clings off.
And go for the second one. All right, so 25.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll roll just
Roll
to
to
see if
see
I
if-
get a 20.
Yeah.
All right,
All right, cool. All right.
25. Boom. 3. So 8, 10 damage. That's with my right damage.
Yeah, and so of course everything hits there, gets in. You actually feel there's this, it's like as you claw in there, you can feel like this glowing power core, and you kind of reach to do it, but just as you do, it kind of hardens and pushes your arm out. As you can see, you are so close where its defenses are down, but it is still operating. You got super close. It is now its turn. As it kind of turns, takes a look at its situation, and takes a little bit of leap in the air and stomps down hard right on the ground again, shaking the entire cave. And I need everyone again to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, fuck. Come on.
Again, we're a 13.
Succeed.
Succeed.
That is 11. That is a failure for
Buddy.
me, for
Yeah.
Calvin.
10.
Natty 20 for me.
Ah.
17.
Okay.
Nat 20 for Keen.
Oh, wow,
Nice.
nice.
The 21.
Nice. So Scott and Talvin, you two are knocked prone. And let me roll my damage here.
I don't like that. Oh, God.
So that's not bad. Scott and Talvin, you guys take 6 bludgeoning,
Okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
and
It can be worse.
yeah, we are prone. And then Keen and Raska, you're going to take a total of 1, so 3 halves to 1, and then
Single
and
digits.
Thor, you take 3.
Heyo.
All right.
Hey, I'm gonna get a snack. Do you guys want anything? Shut up.
I don't have anything witty to say. Just
recover. I gotta recover.
Proceeds to angrily peel an orange.
Oh, Alien Thor, it's your turn.
Just like,
Once more.
all by myself.
All right, that definitely hits 17.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, it's moldy. What kind of orange? Be
That's,
right back. Oh, I gotta wash my hands.
That's 10 slashing plus 2 necrotic.
All right, 10 slashing, 2 necrotic. How are you doing this?
Yeah.
So, somehow my eyes go even a deeper black, and you see tentacles kind of like translucent tentacles like start swarming out of my back as I just like drive the sword right into like what I would believe to be its gut if it looks human enough. Just right into the gut, just twist, and then just pull it right back out.
Yeah, so all these creatures give off a little bit of light, and they all dim, and kind of this darkness extends for Alanthor as it goes, as just it seems like he's feeding off the light, devouring the light. And as his sword goes in, you see the tentacles just 1, then 4, then 12, then 50, just all stream into the center of the golem, and it just explodes out in darkness. And the light comes back, and the golem is no more.
My eyes go back to normal. Sword's gone. It's like dust.
Nice.
I stay in wolf form and I keep one finger lit just for some light.
I'm gonna start grabbing at what I can get from the remains of this golem.
Yep. What?
Yeah.
We're allowed to be a little greedy.
Yeah, I mean, he's full of the things that I need, so I feel like I have to.
Yeah.
Would the alchemist get help me out in any way for this?
Ooh.
Hey,
Stones off?
do you guys have any root left? Because I'm at 11 damage.
And at this point, I'm just gonna crisscross in the middle of this group, and then just kind of do some couple of signs. And for 10 minutes, I'm gonna be casting that prayer of healing. I think it's called. What is it?
Yeah.
Yep, prayer of healing. So let me roll those d8s for you all. Okay, that's 12 points healed to everybody.
Cool. Nice.
Right. Excellent. So you guys search all around. What you are able to find, so you do get your, so we're going to say with the defeat of this, you're going to have, you got your 3, so we're going to give you a total of 6 charges that can be used in the item that was given you. So of the night stone dust. You also find just a bunch of different sapphires, rubies, and emeralds, a total of 500 gold pieces of them.
Oh, hell yeah.
You do find a flawless diamond.
Give the diamond to the cleric.
Ooh, yeah, that actually will be useful someday.
Yeah.
Put that
I would
in.
say now, generally speaking, this diamond's worth 1,000 gold pieces.
Oh.
Yeah, it's absolutely flawless.
Wait, hold on a second.
Oh,
That
to the
flawless diamond. This isn't just diamond.
It's
This is a
flawless.
flawless diamond.
Yeah. So you recognize this as, especially Sky, you would recognize right away with your Arcana that this is really useful for enchantment.
Yeah, I'm just what? I just slap your hand. I'm like, what do you think you're doing?
Yeah, this can make a powerful magic item if used correctly.
Or someday it may save us from absolute death. So, what's more important here?
I have to agree with Talvin on this.
Let me hold the diamond.
I don't
get
Actually,
that.
for the Sky, go ahead and make your Arcana check. Let's just see how much you glean
Yes.
from what this can be used for.
I'm really hesitating. I'm still in my hand.
15. Yeah, so you know that this could be used, probably do a few things, but things that come to your mind could be like a circlet of blasting, a ring of feather falling, or a ring of resistance.
Ooh.
Could all be stuff this can be crafted into that would need a single diamond that has this quality.
I just stare you straight in the eye and I'm like, yeah, one of those could save our lives too sometime.
Well, we're not there yet. So hope you don't mind, and I just start pocketing it.
Yet. Yet.
He'd know. Nope. Just nope.
I came to this campaign. I got bludgeoning damage, slug on my head. Cleric who doesn't believe in a rogue's
We're okay
arcana
now.
check.
We're okay now. We're okay now. If I get a good night's rest, I will fix everything.
And
I
a
swear.
moldy orange.
That is not in my power.
Like,
Pulled out the orange.
No.
It's like,
I can't. I actually I went over there because I realized I was holding this moldy orange. I went to just throw it in the trash can, but before I was like, wait, because I guess someone took out the trash, so there is no immediate bag inside. So I ran out and just threw it out a window into the garden. So I was like, you're biodegradable.
The
huh?
earth can use it.
Whatever.
It's okay.
All
Here.
right.
I'm giving back.
So, yeah, you cleared this much. As you are realizing, you realize that as you hold this device that was given to you, it is reacting as it senses a path nearby, and some of the Night Stone reacts as well. And you kind of notice this happened as the golem was destroyed, and that this room can actually serve as a focus to activate this and make a path along a ley line to a location.
Anything specifically? Like, can I choose where, or is it any
This
set?
would be a path that's already set. This is a certain way that is made.
Huh.
can you tell where it goes?
I would say that would be an Arcana check. I would say this could be DC 20 to figure this out.
Nah, I'm not good at that.
I'm good at it.
If you want to go ahead.
Yeah. Can I get some guidance?
Yeah, I cast guidance on you. Add that D4, bud.
Alright, so that's already a 19
Okay.
plus 1, so 20.
Yeah, 20.
There you go.
Excellent. So this, yeah, you know that this would take you into so DC 20. Judging by, so you study this and you study how it's reacting in the room. And so this device starts showing different parts, and it actually you start to see that it kind of, the lines on so it's almost like a compass. And then right where the north would be, you see lines start to make the outline of a coast.
A coast.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And this is definitely oh my gosh, the word right on my head, but this is definitely the Menagerie Coast.
I turned to everyone. I turned to Cleric and say, "This could take us to the other place we need to go. The coast.
Right.
Maybe close to Nikadronis."
DM, to my understanding, we can leave before the sunrise, but as sunset comes back the next day, we can come back in here.
So no, what was explained to you is that this actually happens once a year.
Once a year. All right.
So you cannot return here for another year, and then you couldn't take this path back in. So after the 6 hours go by, like you're on the Menagerie Coast, but you couldn't take this arcane path back. Now you would have the ability to maybe find other arcane paths that maybe do other things. You don't know, but you'd still have this device. And as I mentioned before, you guys also know that this, again, your timetable is yours, and is generally accepted by silver status, that you get to pursue things when and how opportunity comes up. So you do have that leeway. No one's going to hold that to you.
I say we hold off. I'd rather not leave Buddy out here in the wilderness.
I mean, we have this opportunity to complete this job and go straight.
I'm not leaving my horse.
Take him
Keen
with
walks
us.
up. Keen walks up and says, "The deal was, we get the dust, we return, and we go north."
Orphans, orphans, orphans.
Yeah,
There are
we're
people
getting
enslaved.
And we promised the
True.
ghost we would leave after we got
Yeah,
the powder.
that's true.
Roscoe's
Yeah.
point.
Well, I'd say for that, you guys would understand this would be leaving for that purpose. What would not be leaving would be if you guys proceed greater in the cavern, which you can still do, by the way. And you get there's more riches here, probably, but it's up to all of you.
Don't feel like
Pissing
off
off
the
the
ghost.
ghost.
Been
I
down
don't
that
want to.
road.
Yeah.
Don't want to do it.
We have an opportunity to do this. We can never have this opportunity again for another year. Do we want to?
Okay.
We have other opportunities.
Where do we know like how far of a travel would regularly be if we had to make it just
Like from
From-
here.
It's far. Like
no.
It would
both
be a few
Calvin.
months.
Yeah, we're
or
talking
two.
mountain ranges and a whole other part of this continent to go through.
Dangerous territory.
I can if we want to be safe with this, we could take this right now.
What says this is the only one?
Then it's going to be months that way, months back. I can promise you this will be much quicker.
I know of captors in the north. Why would we leave for Nicodranus when we have business here?
Well, we do have to find this Garsha. We have to find Grimwood. Are we all forgetting this?
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not, but priorities are still here.
My priorities are
We
are
have
with
more to do here than we do over there.
Orphans and slaves. Come on.
The deal
Orphans and
was we
slaves.
get the
Well, you
dust
said-
and we go back.
East.
I'd say at this point, too, everyone make an investigation check.
This reminds Razga of a story his father used to tell. He would say
19.
always, no, wait, he would say never, wait, that's not important. What matters is there are orphans to be saved.
I go up to Rosca, touch him on the shoulder, and I use my awakened mind to try to piece together what he's trying to say.
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
I'm still in werewolf form, and I just pat him on the back and say, "Well said, big guy."
The clearest thought,
Buddy?
the clearest thought that Razga can come up with on the subject is, we told a woman we would kill orphans' parents.
No, we did not. That was not what she said.
I say what he's thinking to the group, and I'm like,
Hold on.
So as you guys are having this, what you do spot kind of covered by dust and stone is a dusty leather book on the cabin floor near some dried blood patches and a pair of gray-skinned corpses that you recognize as drow.
Are they in
You
Kryn?
know what?
And I look around and start seeing maybe see a cause of death or
Yeah,
go-
you look. It looks like they were killed by a longsword.
Oh,
And you do find a hilt of a longsword. It's decorated in 8 different colors of dragon scale. And as you
Whoa.
look at it, these are real dragon scales that this hilt is decorated in with and gone up. And as you look at it, you kind of take out the piece you found before of the blade, and they match up. You're still missing one part of it. So these are 2 pieces, and so you're missing the tip of it.
I see.
In it. But you do find that, and you also find this journal.
I pick up the journal.
Okay.
Go. Yep.
Is there anything that Razga can do with the drow bodies that would make it, say, more respectful to the drows to not leave them lay in a heap?
That's a great question for Talvin.
Yeah. I allow this. We'll definitely giving them that proper burial.
Okay.
Every soldier deserves that.
Yeah, Talvin, I would even make you roll for this. One thing you do notice though is these are followers of Lilith.
Oh. Should I roll for that or no?
Not
No.
Sounds
Okay.
familiar to me.
So Lolith, yeah, anyone who lived, you guys know this. This is dynasty stuff. So Lolith was the betrayer god that all the Drow got freedom from. She enslaved all Drow, and they all rebelled against her and were able to earn their freedom and be able to form the dynasty because she ruled over them. And so people generally look at Drow as evil because of their enslavement and what Lolith made them do. But there is a section of Drow that maintain that called the Children of Malice, who maintain loyalty to her. And these are members of the Children of Malice.
I'm gonna look at them for a bit. It's no one I recognize, right?
No.
I'm gonna read the journal.
Okay. In there, you do see a parchment that's stuck inside the pages that's older than the journal itself. And as you take that out, it depicts the construction of a throne, and it's also like a blueprint a bit. And you see that this throne is built over a lagoon surrounded by countless gems and treasure. And then you see that notes are written in from like the same handwriting as the journal around this that says it took the scepter, the invaluable scepter. The other thing is, as you piece through this, you find that part of it, where it's been handwritten, part of that has been removed from this, and then what is sewn in is what looks like more reproduced pages, as though either by some machine or a magical duplication spell or something along those lines have been put in. And it's a few pages on exactly how to dissect different beasts. Specifically, these pages are on demons. And also has some schematics on different things maybe you could make if you had the right demon part.
Okay.
And my other question is, does anybody read Infernal?
I do.
Yep.
Make a straight intelligence check.
Straight intelligence. Ooh.
He sounded disappointed.
Come on. I think I'm good. Oh, it's plus 2. 10.
What you get from 10 is that there's some type of conversion formula, some way to take not as powerful components and imbue them with the power of what a high level demon, even maybe Asmodeus or that level might possess if given enough time. You have no idea how it works, but just that somehow it has something to do with that, but the rest is like totally like I don't get necessarily how it works.
All right.
But that somebody was, and you can see these are like hand notes. And you see a reference to that says the following has to do with the other thing you kind of notice as you're thumbing through it. A name catches your attention of Grimwood, and in this journal it just simply says Grimwood on my tail, that bastard.
Shit.
As it's talking about something that it's doing. So yeah, that's what you get from that. And then
Okay.
I wanted to ask, how long does it look like those drow have been laying there? What kind of condition is their clothing in?
make a medicine check.
Talking
I will
rock,
also assist that.
talking bone.
Okay, you can do each roll or do advantage, whichever you want.
I'll roll myself for that.
I got a 16.
I got a 15.
Okay, so there you go. I would say at this point they're about 2 years old.
And what are they wearing?
I messed up. It's about a year.
What are they wearing?
What they're wearing?
Leather by any chance?
Leather. Everything they're wearing is kind of decayed and has holes in it, so it's not very useful. But it's they look kind of like regular Kryn Dynasty type clothes. How you're able to recognize them was actually a mark. I should have said this. That's right below the ear that you're able to find as you sort of prepare the burial rites for them. So to let you know that.
I interrupt Roscoe with the burials, and I just no.
put a hand on his shoulder. You are my friend. I've said this. And walk away.
I close the journal and I say, "We're going to the coast." Spoke said something about Grimwood. We're going to the coast.
I'm sorry.
Sorry,
I do want
I
to
do want to help you because I do want to slay that monster up north.
But we need to go
We
to the
need to go to
coast.
the coast.
And I just walk out of the
Walk
cave,
out
buddy.
Okay. It's up to all of you. So just you guys know, you're totally free to do whatever. Open world. There's nothing that's preset or like I'm not trying to push or anything. These are just things that were there, and so you guys make your decision, and we will proceed however you as a group want to proceed.
Do we know when we spoke about Grimwood and got the orders? Do we know how long he had been missing already? Or did she never tell us?
You didn't. They didn't really give you an exact date. They just said they hadn't reported in, and that he was supposed to aid Gershana and had not, and she was still waiting for that aid.
Okay. So they definitely okay.
I feel like we need to act on this. We don't. There's a limited window to how this place works. If we can get out of this by morning, we'll be okay. I'm sorry that we have goals back in Rosanna. I will make it up to all of you if we go through this.
Yeah, but maybe letting me carry the diamond.
I chug it. And I just
Thank you.
Roscoe puts his hand on Talbot's shoulder. You gave the rogue a diamond.
I did. Is that a bad idea?
I'm not gonna sell it. Of all the things, I'm not gonna sell this one, okay? Oh, ye of little faith.
About 20 minutes.
I thought
later,
you were a
come back,
cleric.
buddy. Buddy's back, and I'm just having a conversation with him.
Okay. I take the night dust component, and I do I understand how this kind of passage works?
Yeah, sure. All right. So because everyone's deciding on this pathway, so you got Buddy, you said, or what?
Yeah.
Would the
Russ
cart
got-
also fit down in here?
we could take the
We can
cart
take the
with
cart
us?
with us.
I wanted to ask, don't we have to get that powder that we just harvested back to somebody?
Depending on what I understand, I think they're. As long as I have some to give, I think we'll be okay. I did, like, do I have? Am I right thinking that we have 6 charges of this?
Yeah, you have 6 charges. So you'd use one. It's like anything, right? So people will generally like expediency better than not, but they also know that they can't necessarily expect because they understand that you make decisions as stuff comes and things lead to things. So it is understand, but it's there's pros and cons, but certainly like you're not going to get kicked out, for not coming right back or something like that. But whether how happy or unhappy, I would say for some mechanical terms, there is like loyalty and renown things that I play with as far as an NPC, Speedy, they go, oh, I really like that. Or, okay, you took your time. I'm not mad, but okay, I'm just a customer and you're just someone I asked to do something. That makes sense. So all that plays into the bigger world.
I'm gonna turn to them and I say, I know the bubbling shields. We do have a responsibility to talk to them, but this is far bigger than that. This is to do with the dynasty. This needs to come first now.
I asked before, would the cart also fit down in here? Probably
So-
with this.
Yeah, so the car, I'm going to say we're just going to go ahead and make, let's do it just a straight dexterity check to see if it gets stuck. We're going to say
14.
14. That was going to be 15. So I unfortunately, and so
Okay.
you get the horse. The horse can kind of make it through, but like with the cart and it's just
Oh,
going to be hard to move that through without taking some considerable time and I would say noise, and to try to get it out and that type of thing. So if you want to make that decision to try to like chisel it through, then that's fine.
We don't really need, do we?
We'll probably just get another one over there.
Okay.
So we okay? Is this how we're gonna go?
Roscoe looks at Talbot and says, replace my axe.
I will fix that later. Trust me. As soon as I
Sure, we
get.
can't stop to help some orphans.
We'll do that on our way back.
They're gonna be there.
Okay.
I will make up to you. Like I promise that.
Okay. I'll give you back the diamond when the promise is complete. How about that?
Fair. That's fair. All right. So then
what do we gotta do? We gotta get
Like a
in like a
circle,
circle,
like
like
hands or
touch hands or
something.
something.
Yeah, I guess we proceed.
Okay.
I do a quick check of my bracers. Hilt.
So the plan is just to go through.
Yeah, so you put the night dust in, and you kind of put it to where it's shining, and there's only one pathway, and it opens up, and it actually reminds you a lot of what you know of the beacon of the Luxon itself, as it is this 12-sided doorway that opens, and it kind of proceeds out, and it's carved out into this 12-sided form, and there's threads everywhere. And as you go through, you get the sense that this is generally pointed at the Menagerie Coast, but there's a lot of possibilities here.
Work with it.
And so, since you're the one holding it and you're the one using it, I want to say how you get that you have to guide somehow. How are you attempting to guide your pathway, and where are you attempting to guide?
I'm gonna just be clutching the dodecahedron around my neck, and then kind of just slowly but surely guiding my friends down this path, and then towards as close to Nicodranus as I can possibly get us to.
I gotcha. Go ahead and make a religion check.
Okay. Hang on one sec. Gotta find it. Good dice. Okay, there we go. Religion. 10. Oof.
10.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
We arrive in the sea.
With my luck, probably.
God, I don't know if I'd be smart enough to hold my breath.
I don't need
If he falls over, we'll just check it with a mirror every now and then. He's good. He just
Does this
Okay.
sometimes.
All right. So you guys walk down, and you take a few steps, and eventually you see the pathway behind you close off as the crystal light fades, and you kind of feel suddenly you can't take any steps forward, and then silvery threads wrap around your arms, your necks, your head, your body, and suddenly drag you through as you're being dragged through all this thread, this tapestry. And suddenly you come to a stop, and you are suspended in water.
I swear, I was joking.
Fuck.
Shit, dude.
Okay. Is there light? Like, do I blow some bubbles, and can I follow the bubbles up?
Yeah, so she let a little bit of air out, and it goes. Honestly, everybody for this says half breath because you weren't expecting it, but I'm not going to say you didn't have any breath. So you're half your time, but you do see they do you are a different way. So you kind of like you see it float, and you reorient yourselves to the bubbles, and it takes a little bit of time, like a turn, just to go. Okay, that way is up.
Holding on to Buddy, I misty step myself and himself 30 feet upwards, like following the bubbles
Oh,
up.
wow. Okay, yeah. So straight up there, everyone starts making.
Booking
Yeah. So you and Buddy kind of make it up first, and then eventually the next. And you guys see it is thickly green around you, and you're in the center of a lake. As you start to realize that, and up to I would say me see what's that going to be the east. You do see the Ashkeeper Peaks, so you understand that you are west of Gershana, and what you would know is the Menagerie Coast somewhere on there, and there's thick jungle over to the east.
Is there any land or a shore nearby?
Yeah, you see the coastline. It's probably about a mile swim.
That's pretty good.
Poor buddy.
That's all right.
Yeah, probably
Right.
can make that. Yeah, so I would say for this, we'll say that you guys go there. You are somewhere in this lake. You need to make your way across. You have no idea what lurks in this lake, and what you're going to do. So with that, we will end tonight. And
Good shit.
You guys,
Here we go.
pick your direction
Okay.
and what you doing.
I'm all for this. This is
yeah.
great.
I got to tell
This
you,
is fun.
my new axe better be nice.
Many.
Someone better help me with my rapier because I'm very I just
I'm at least give me a night to do it, okay? I need that.
it's only like a little spot, but I'm just like, fix it.
Oh, great. This is
I
good.
just start crying. I'm just like,
All right, excellent, guys. I'm glad everyone had fun. It sounds.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
this is fantastic.
I'm loving it.
I got a lot more comfortable than I expected, a lot more quickly than I expected.
Yeah.
Excellent. So just to verify, I haven't put it up, but before I did, I want to say, are we good for next week at the time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm always good.
I am.
this is a good time.
Then before we get off, let me just get that up, so we're good to go. And with that, actually, just do this. So, those of you watching, thank you guys so much. We're gonna log off and do the rest of our boring stuff. But as you can see, we actually one player. So if you wanted to somehow join us, you could go on to Start Playing Games and find our next session. It would be next week at this time, and you could be our sixth. But also, I do many games. You can find my DM, and we could start a campaign for you. Just find me, let me know, and you can have fun like everybody else. So, good time. And hopefully, guys, we see you next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you so much for
Thank
watching.
you. Appreciate it.